welcome to the 333rd episode of the So Video Games podcast, where we talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. If we are playing it, we'll be talking about it. Today we are recording on April 23rd, 2023. My name is Brad Galloway. I am the editor of GameCritics.com, and I'm also 50% of this here show. With me is the man who doesn't have anything filled in this morning, because I'm a dumbass, Carlos Rodella.
Oh, I have something filled in. Maybe you
don't
have
got
something filled in.
I didn't have nothing. What did you have? I totally forgot.
I was going to talk about 333. That's the episode number. That's crazy.
All right. The man who's going to talk about 333, Carlos Rodella.
There you go. We did it.
Jesus, sorry, man. I told you. I totally fucked that up. That's on me. Hardcore.
It's okay because 333 is a number. We can talk about that. Crazy. Obviously, it's like 333 episodes, which is nuts.
Yeah, man. That's a lot of episodes.
But also, is it lucky? I don't know. Can we call it lucky? Lucky episode 333?
I guess. You know, speaking of numbers, dude, it still blows me away every time I do the intro when I look at the year and I say 2023. That seems so crazy to me that I'm saying that number. That seems so weird for, kids like us who grew up in the 80s. 2000s was like the future, bro. I know you said this before. Flying cars, jetpacks, space and stuff.
Like the skateboards that are hoverboards, but we still don't have them.
Yeah, man. Like, everybody thought that was what the year 2000 was. And that's 23 years in the rearview mirror. And we still don't have none of that shit.
That's funny you bring that up because I was going to bring about our years in gaming. But before I do that, to your point, every time you say, "This is Brad Galloway, it's 2023," I also go, "What? That's such a crazy number." And that's how you introduce every episode. This is Brad Galloway, and it's 2023.
No, dude, like literally every time I say that, I always do like a quick mental, wait, is that right? Is it actually 2023?
Yeah.
And it has been all year, bro. It hasn't changed, and I still am double guessing myself, second guessing myself, or double checking myself.
What I'm thinking is because I think we might be one of the only gaming podcasts, who have people as hosts who have played games as long as we have. I want to say that that's true. I mean, we all have buddies in the industry that are our age-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of them have a regular podcast. Even Greg and, from Kind of Funny and a bunch of, and like John Davison he just jumps up on IGN every once in a while, but people who were with us, from growing up in the industry, I don't know. I just think that we're some of the people who've played the games longest.
I mean, we're getting oldest, that's for sure. I was going to say, I don't listen to as many podcasts now as I did pre-COVID, because back in the pre-COVID days, I did a lot of, in the field work for my freelance. I was driving all the time. And so I listened to like hella podcasts. Right. And so I don't listen to as many now. So there may be somebody out there. I mean, there's probably somebody else out there who's as old as we are, if not older, but I was going to say gamers with jobs, but I think almost all of the original crew is gone. Last time I listened to it, and again, I don't listen to it regularly as I used to, but last time I listened, I think it was like all new people, like none of the old crew was there. So maybe they all retired or something. So maybe we are the oldest people. I mean, there's got to be somebody older than us, though. There must be.
Well, there is, because there's a million podcasts and there's one created every day. So, like,
exactly.
There's guys like us going like, I've been playing games since they came out too. What's wrong with those idiots? But if you are, by the way, our age and played games as long as we have, reach out to us on Twitter.
And if you're older too, we've got older listeners too. I know that Food for Dogs is definitely a little older than us, and the Killmaster, our favorite Killmaster, is older than us.
Killmaster's not older than me. I doubt it.
Oh
really?
Yeah, he's in his 70s, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, he is an honored citizen, and he is one of our favorite people here at the podcast. But if you're an older gamer, like, let us know too. Like, we want to get everybody. We are the bridge between generations, right? We bring in the old, we bring in the young, we bring in the people who are in the middle.
It's true.
We're a safe space for everyone.
Well, I originally came up with that idea, and then we just organically went to it, because that means we've played, because I put myself at playing games about 83. That's just my general thing. I was like 8 or 9, I think, was when I was really into it, And like, again, the beginning of games. So Atari 2600, going to the arcade, blown away by those graphics.
Yeah.
And again, those graphics were like Tapper, not much of anything.
Oh, sure.
But then getting the Nintendo and stuff. So I think about 83. So that makes it 40 years.
Yeah, 82, 83 for sure. I remember, like you said, like being a kid, and at the time having I remember before Atari came out. Like, I remember when Atari was new.
Yes, 100%.
And so, yeah, 100%, dude. So like we were around before Atari was everything, where you have to go to like Chuck E. Cheese, because that was the place where it had all the arcade machines. I would like beg my parents to take us to Chuck E. Cheese, and I didn't give a fuck about pizza because the pizza was gross. I wanted to go and just have them drop me off at the arcade in the back for like an hour or so. Yeah, back in the day, dude. So,
dude, by the way, they had that stupid ball pit, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Do I want to get in a disease-laden ball pit or play video games?"
I don't think ours even had a ball pit, dude. We just had the arcade in the back, which was walled off from the pizza area, and we did have the robot, the Five Nights at Freddy's robots that were off to the side. So we had those.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, we didn't have the ball pit in for it. You had a better Chuck E. Cheese than we did.
Wait, I think we did. Here's the thing: we didn't talk about this ever on the show, I don't think. But we had the Beagles. Did you have the Beagles?
We did have the Beagles.
Yeah,
yes.
I think everyone had to have the Beagles, which was the Beatles ripoff of Five Nights at Freddy's kind of robot things.
Yes, exactly.
And they did play, I think, just Beatles songs, which is weird, in the Beagles voice. But we had the ball pit. We had this little thing underneath the main stage, which was Chuck E. Cheese proper, right?
Yep.
And the main stage had this little cubby hole thing where you could, like, as kids, crawl under it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You had that too?
We had that too, yeah.
Okay, it was like a little maze, and I was like, what the fuck is this all about? But yeah, again, I hated all that stuff. I just wanted to play games. So, anywho, let's talk about games.
All right, folks, welcome back. Thank you for being with us here on this lovely, for us anyway, Sunday morning. Let's kick things off with some housekeeping. As everyone knows, Carlos and I share a virtual living space divided down the middle with a strip of duct tape. That's right, it's housekeeping. Carlos, what you got on your side this week?
Man, plenty of stuff. We have a lot of games to get through, so I'll make it quick. First, I want to announce that we're going to do a tier list. But first, I need to explain what a tier list is to Brad.
I mean, I know what it is, but you made it sound like it was a thing that was going on right now.
Well, it is a huge thing on YouTube, pretty much on YouTube. It pops up on every social media. But basically, with the visual element, you have a tier list, like A to F or whatever, and or S is the top, actually, S tier.
Okay, all right.
And then, you basically rank different things, and then, you visually put them in a graph. And people just watch that for hours. Like, they love that kind of a piece of content.
All right.
But I just thought it'd be great because as I was going through our shows, as I upload them all the time, and hand them off to you, the titles that we have are ridiculous. So I thought we could tier list our titles for our podcast.
All right. Are we going to ask people for their favorites by any chance?
We could before we do it, but we have to pick. I think that's the whole thing. It's
Gotcha.
It's the fun of going through it.
God, when did we even start doing this? Because we're at 333 today, and I know we didn't start right off the bat. So we didn't. We didn't do it from the beginning. But when did we start? Do you know?
When I jumped on, I think. As soon as I jumped on.
I don't know if we did it then. I can't remember, dude.
Oh, maybe not. Well, anyways, we'll do that. And I would love to even try to do it live. But if we don't, then we can at least make a video of it or something. So, and the video can just be the audio with the tier list, right? It doesn't have to be you on camera.
Yeah.
But
anyways. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that.
Well, I think they would be fine with seeing it. You're just...
I mean, no one wants to see me is what I mean to say, so...
You don't want to see you, I think is what it is.
Yeah, that too, yes.
Okay, so that's happening. Also, Street Fighter 6 demo came out, by the way.
Cool.
It's up now. I know both of us don't really care because we're not fighting people.
No.
But there's an open world in it, and it is quite different.
I mean, this is me with every Street Fighter that comes out. New Street Fighter coming out. Oh, snap. I love Street Fighter back in the day. I should probably play that. I haven't played a Street Fighter in a long time. It comes out. I get it. Oh, fuck. I don't know how to play Street Fighter anymore. What's going on? What's all this menu? It looks like a free-to-play game. What's happening? I'm going to go back and play something else. And then I just stop.
Well,
every single time.
I'm similar to yours in the fact that I played it back in the day too. I go back in and then I just realized I don't want to play other people.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to have to play a campaign and be over. So anywho, but it did look cool because the open world part, you do run around kind of like in a 3D world and meet people and then fight them and stuff. So it looked interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I want to mention that I beat Ghostwire Tokyo.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And it was good because I think I told you this in text, but it is frustrating that so many games are behind hours and hours and hours of kind of padded gameplay.
Yeah.
When, there's a really cool semi-emotional ending to this game.
Okay.
That I liked and was satisfied that I actually beat it. But, there was a lot of me switching the difficulty level down.
Yeah.
Weird boss fights that went on too long. Extra side missions that I didn't want to do anymore. And so just bullshit was in the way, but I really did like the ending. And so I would say people, if you're playing that game already, mainline it, like skip all the extra shit right now and just get to that ending. And it frustrates me because there are a lot of games out there that people don't finish.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yes. Most people don't finish most games. That is the absolute truth.
Yeah.
Which is weird because, we always, okay, so like it depends on what voices you listen to. Some voices are louder than others, and that doesn't mean they represent everybody. But, if you listen to a certain corner of the internet, people get pissed off if a game's not 100 hours long. But facts, people don't finish those games. Like maybe like one person does, but like 90% of your audience never finishes. So it's like, how about we just get over ourselves and demand that, stop demanding every game be 100 hours, 50 hours or whatever. And if a game comes out that's like 6 hours, but it's all jam packed with content, that's great for me. Unfortunately, people are, it's only 6 hours long. I got, okay, but like, you're not going to finish the motherfucking game if it's longer than that anyway. So why don't you just have the 6 hour game? That's a great experience, and let go of that whole dollars per hour calculation, which is bullshit anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, but I also think that idea is probably in the past now. In my opinion, we should ask. I think so, because it definitely was around when we grew up in the game journalism era. But again, there's so many indie games nowadays. People play short experiences. I would like to think that a bunch of people don't need that anymore. So
I hope so. I genuinely hope you're right, dude. I do.
Yeah. A couple other things real quick, and then I'll hand it over to you. Right. Star Wars. I can't talk today. Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
It's the follow-up to that other game. What the fuck was it called? Fallen Order?
Fallen Order, yes.
So we both played it, and I think we both had the same thing of like, why is Dark Souls-like? Oh, a Brad coin term.
There you go. That's actually $1 you owe me right now.
Okay, I'll give it to you later. I'll just call it something else. A Souls adjacent game.
That's fine. I'm not going to charge you. We're friends. It's okay. Let it go.
But yeah, the first Star Wars game of that ilk was Souls-like, and we both were like, why?
Because it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's a third-person Star Wars game. Let it just be that.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they did like offer up different elements where you could change some of the difficulty, but those damn enemies still respawn, which is stupid.
Yeah.
So
and the world design, that world design was like
I didn't like
aping Dark Souls so hard, and it wasn't doing it right.
Yeah, you had to like go back around where you
those
knew
fucking
enemies
slides.
were.
Remember the slides?
Sliding.
Every 5 feet is a fucking slide, like a one-way slide.
Oh, that's right. That whole game was sliding.
Yeah, it was like chutes and fucking ladders, dude.
Ugh. And then there was those balls.
Fuck those balls.
Those balls were dumb.
Fuck those.
Anyway, hopefully they did better on level design. But I do have this quote from the developers.
Okay.
So I thought I'd read it. We're huge Souls fans, and we're obviously inspired by it. But we recognize the Star Wars audience is huge. There are a lot of different types of gamers, and it's like probably the entire spectrum for us. And it's like probably the entire... I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
In the first game, we built a difficulty system that was very easy to change midstream. I don't know if it's very easy, but I did change it. We added another stage of that in this game to bridge the gap between medium difficulty and very, very easy. So that means that they're still doing Souls-like. Which is stupid.
Is there more? Keep on.
And no, there is a little more to the quote, but I didn't copy it.
Well,
but it does mean that they're going to put it on somehow easy.
I don't know about you, dude, but like I don't think that the difficulty was my big sticking point with the first game. Like we just said, it was the one-way shoots and ladders nonsense. It was the dumb level design that didn't make sense. It was enemies coming back that, why are they coming back? Stormtroopers don't do that. That's not a thing that happens in Star Wars. It was like bringing in the Souls elements that didn't fit, and it was clear they were Souls fans because they obviously were bringing those elements because they liked them, but it didn't make sense with the game. That was my problem. I don't think the difficulty was my problem overall, and it's weird to me that they're calling that out specifically because I thought there was a lot of other stuff that was a bigger issue than the difficulty for me anyway.
Yeah, that's part of it, and also like you said, it's like level design, and it's also the fact that those enemies come back.
So dumb.
It's so dumb. So anyways, I'm kind of torn on whether I want to check it out because I would put it in very easy mode, but I also don't want to have that bullshit. So. Anywho, one other gameplay thing I have, which is interesting, is that someone, I forgot who it was, but has been testing ChatGPT with Skyrim.
Okay.
I found it on TikTok, I think, and it looked like it was kind of cool that it like worked. Where it's like you're in a bar. I don't think it was Skyrim. It's just like a Skyrim type game.
Uh-huh.
You're in a bar and you like look at somebody and you ask the bartender. About that, like warrior, should you join them or whatever? And the bartender just answered in AI, like just straight ChatGPT talk.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it did it for everybody. So like basically he just asked the bartender about the people in the bar. That's all it did, but it was all like, organic from the AI.
Sure.
And that was really cool. Then I saw on TikTok them talking about how No Man's Sky is going to add AI for the creatures, which is crazy because if you think about 80 gazillion planets and then all the creatures have AI. And then secondly, Sims is going to start adding AI at some point to the actual Sims.
Now, when you say AI, do you mean like dialogue responses, or do you like what kind of AI do you mean?
Like a ChatGPT, like a true, as close as we can get to AGI, which means like organically making its own decisions, having options, understanding like model sets and world, and you feeding it information, but also making its own decisions. We're getting there. It's real close. This idea of a true AGI, which we can have another tangent on, I know. But I bring it up because, one, I love that shit, me. But two, if the Sims have AI, they essentially later on, they could make their own games. And so then if that is the case, it goes back to the idea of us being a simulation. Because if they're a simulation and they start making their own games in the Sims world, like that's like it's AI all the way down, or it's like simulation all the way down. It's pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh no, you have a definite idea on this, don't you?
I just don't give a shit. I don't think that AI is anything that we really need right now. I read the ChatGPT shit, and all I see is problems. I don't see this as a boon in any way. I don't see the benefit of it. So, from an editorial perspective, from a writing perspective, from a creative perspective, and also from the perspective of someone who now has the added headache of making sure that when new writers come to Game Critics and want to work for me, I need to check to make sure they're not giving me ChatGPT bullshit. So for me, I don't give a fuck about this, and I think it's honestly more problematic than it is helpful. And if there's somebody who is going to run a business based on ChatGPT nonsense babble, that's something that had more fundamental problems to begin with. But that's a whole other like 9-hour podcast.
It is now, but I'm going to put an asterisk.
I am not a fan.
Okay, here's an asterisk. One, to specifically to the ChatGPT or the AI type stuff with an RPG, a game in general, I'm so all about, because really that's all I wanted to talk about. Because when I play a game, and we'll talk about one later today, and those NPCs are written badly, right? I'm not saying replace all jobs, because that's, again, the tangent conversation.
Sure.
But fuck me, do I want more organic discussions in my games? Because some of the stuff can be written beautifully, like a narrative adventure that they want you to have. Got it. I'm not going to replace that. But some stuff, which is this mindless killing a bunch of monsters, talking to a million NPCs, they don't understand what the fuck you're doing. It's just garbage. That's why the Skyrim games and Bethesda games or whatever have that kind of specialness to them, because sometimes they do really work on the immersion of having the characters remember shit. So anyways, that's what I always want it for. I want the new RPG to have some, better smarts. And then the other asterisk is, I brought up that Sims thing because it is kind of crazy to think that games could be making games at some point. But
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But to your point about the writing and the fact that you don't see it as a boon, I think that it doesn't matter what we see. I'm just putting this out there for everybody listening, because it's going to happen. It's like saying you don't like phones or like smartphones. So we'll agree and disagree, and I have this discussion later, and maybe even a whole podcast about it. But I think that it's here, and so you can't put the genie in the bottle.
I mean, you can't, but there's no value to it. Like, there's no soul, there's no spirit. It's just regurgitating stuff that it like combs and puts together through whatever algorithm or whatever. But it's like there's no point. How can a chat GPT obviously say anything that means anything that it hasn't already read somewhere else? It's not gonna have like an original thought in its head that means anything. It's just like technobab. Like, if somebody gives me a review and it's just like the same shit. Like, I've already seen a couple of these already where it's like, oh, this game was very innovative because of its so and so, and it's like it's nothing. It's garbage. And if there's somebody that thinks that's the good kind of content, I would challenge that by saying you've got shit content then. If you're just filling pages because you want like SEO and you want to have a bunch of clicks and stuff and you just need to have content with a capital C, sure, it's garbage, but that meant your shit was garbage in the first place. Like it wasn't good writing to begin with, you know? So that's where I come in, where it's like, you know, I just saw this guy on fucking Twitter yesterday. He's like, I'm freelancing at 10 places at the same time and I got ChatGPT and all I got to do is edit like 3 words and I'm making 10 times the income. I'm like, okay, number one, you're an idiot. Number two, no, you're not. This is all fucking garbage shit. This is all places where no one's reading the articles anyway. It's like it's total SEO like scam where you're just getting the clicks. Those articles are nothing. They're fluff nonsense articles, and I don't have time for that. No one has time for. Nobody reads that shit.
No, and no one reads websites, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they read websites for reviews. That's like mainly what we use it for in the gaming world.
Sure.
Like we go for like reviews and previews. But like when it comes to like long articles that you're talking about, like this bullshit content that fills up SEO websites. Yeah,
it just fills up pages and
it's
fills
garbage.
up pages.
So
yeah,
I agree with you
trash.
totally there, right? But I do think, and we're just having a conversation real quick, is that in games, not the copy that you're talking about, which is, again, filler bullshit. In games, I think it can be really, really helpful. Because, again, you can't make everything. And I think AI, is when you said, like, there's no positives, I think there's a ton of positives we can go into later. But in the games world, because there's a games podcast, I think it can help with the immersion and with the developers not having to write every single damn thing and be able to build these interesting systems. But
yeah, I've heard that discussion, and I think there's that's a whole other show. But I hear what you're saying. But we'll put a pin in that. Otherwise, we're going to be here for like the next 9 hours, and we've got like 42 games to get through.
Okay, 42 games is true. So I'm doing my housekeeping. I'm putting all the boxes away.
All right. Let's talk about the Nintendo Indie World happened. Did you catch that this week?
I didn't catch it because I'm kind of out on Nintendo, but tell me.
No worries. Yeah, it was just really quick. I love the Nintendo programs recently because they usually just get in, get out. There's very little filler. They don't have a lot of speeches to get through. Like it's just like here's the stuff that you want to see, the trailers and a little bit of extra info, and then we're out. It was like 22 minutes or something, and they got through like 22 games or whatever. Like I appreciate that shit. Feels valuable to my time. They talked about Blasphemous 2, which I'm very excited about. I really enjoyed the first Blasphemous. They had Rift of the Necro Dancer, which was more of a kind of a DDR/combat sort of game with like way different graphics. It looks like an all new, nothing related to the original Crypt of the Necro Dancer, which was a interesting turn for them. Teslagrad 2, which
it's out now.
Yeah, I was going to say it's stealth dropped during the show, so you can pick it up now. I wasn't a huge fan of the first one. I thought it had some cool ideas, but I think I liked the idea more than actually playing it. But watching Teslagrad 2, the trailer, I was like, okay, it looks like they've really taken some of the feedback. It looks like way peppier and way more exciting. I might dip into that one. That kind of got me going. They also mentioned Shadows Over Loathing finally came to the Switch, which I'm very excited about. It's been on PC for a while. We talked about it, but the Switch is where I really wanted to play it, so I'm super psyched. It was available, I think, also during the show as well. So that was a good show. Good show. There's lots of stuff for everybody. There was like 10 farming games, I think, and whatever. So there's something for everybody on the Switch. So whatever. Moving on. So this is interesting, and this actually affects me in a way that I do not like. So Twitter and Elon Musk, the biggest fuckhead of the universe, the guy who proves that rich people are not better than everybody else because he's a fucking moron. He got rid of Twitter API, which is like a little behind the scenes, like we don't need to get into it, but it's like a thing that enables other programs to work with shit that goes on in Twitter. So for example, the example I'm talking about now, there was an API process that goes on for Xbox, and technical people, I don't know what I'm talking about. So if you're like, Brad doesn't know what he's talking about, I agree, I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't need to email me and say that's not what an API is. The point is, it's the bridge thing that lets the Xbox X or S or whatever talk to Twitter. So for example, when I'm playing a game on the Xbox, and this is the same for PS5 or Switch or whatever, you play in a game, you take a screenshot, you're like, oh man, dope screenshot, I want to upload this and show my friends on Twitter. The API process is what allows that picture to go from the Xbox to Twitter.
Yep.
So Elon Musk decided to not make that free anymore. It was free before Musk's time because people at Twitter wanted people to use Twitter. And boy, we sure did. We use it a lot. There's a million different API processes. But instead of he went from free to, I guess, $42,000 a month is what he was charging, like base to start with. And it only went up from there. So Xbox is like, yeah, fuck that. No, we're not paying it. Also, fuck you. And so now you cannot upload anything from your Xbox to Twitter, which sucks. not only because I'd like to share screenshots, but that was like the easiest way for me as an editor to get people to send me their Xbox screenshots for the website. You know, I'm just like, oh yeah, just upload it to Twitter. I'll grab it real quick, no problem. Now we got to fuck around with all these fucking thumb drives and uploading to like whatever and the cloud and shit. It was so easy to do it on Twitter, and like fucking Musk fucked it up just like he fucks everything else up.
Well,
and apparently, I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but Musk thinks he's gonna like sue Microsoft for not paying for the API. Like, whatever, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, good job.
I was gonna ask if Sony is still paying.
As far as I know, you can still do it on PlayStation and still do it on Nintendo. I don't know how long that's going to last, if they're going to cut it or what, because, you know, not only is it not just a matter of money, I think it's a matter of appearances, and I don't think very many people want to be associated with the Twitter leadership right now. So, I mean, honestly, even though it fucks me over, good for Microsoft for cutting ties, because fuck Elon Musk. But yeah, that really kind of screwed me over, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's the thing. If you go to the Twitter page on your Xbox now, fucking blank. It's just a black screen. There's nothing there. So,
well, first I have to say something about that real quick.
Yeah.
One, doing anything on social on Xbox has never been easy for me. So I don't know. It's almost like I wasn't really using it, me personally.
I was using it a lot.
You were using it for also work type stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually just used my PS5 to tweet something last night.
So it still works.
Dead Island, so it still works there. But yeah, I just feel like, I don't think I care enough about Elon being a dick. I still want to be able to tweet from my consoles. So
sure,
it sucks.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, well, the Twitter thing is a whole other 9-hour podcast we're not going to get into, but anyway.
AI and Twitter on a 2-hour episode or 3-hour episode.
That's a 10-hour episode, dude. We're gonna have to, like, pack sandwiches and shit.
With like a series. Everyone loves binge watching series.
A series, yes.
But wait, by the way, it has nothing to do with games. It's just like the So Video Games series.
Yes.
About
what we think
issues.
about this stuff. Yes. All right, moving on. Laura Kate Dale, also known as Laura K. Buzz on Twitter. Do you know her?
Nope.
All right. She is pretty famous in her certain circles. Big disability advocate, also a big trans advocate. She is putting on, she's been talking about for a while wanting to get her own show going alongside like an E3 or a GDC sort of a thing, but smaller scale, of course. And she's finally got it off the ground, which is very exciting. I was actually talking to her about it. I want to say like before COVID even happened. Like I feel like the world is like before COVID and after COVID. I feel like we've just like, we're in the new like, what is the thing that you do, like AD and BC or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we're in that new period. Anyway, we're in the after COVID AC period right now. But anyway, she was trying to get this off the ground. We were talking about it. I was talking to her about it really briefly before, because as people know, I do sign language. That's my paying gig. I'm an interpreter for many different things. And we were talking about having me do it for the show back then. But then, you know, COVID and blah, 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 whatever. She finally got off the ground. So it's going to be happening this year for realsies, June 9th. 2023, 4 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, the first annual Accessibility Summer Showcase. So what this is, it's going to be live. They're going to be showcasing recently released and upcoming video games made by disabled game developers and featuring accessibility settings, which will make sure that people who are disabled know what to play or what they can play before they buy. So they're going to show the settings, the accessibility settings offerings. So people will know this game is for me, this game is not for me. They'll have release date reveals, trailers, features, etc., etc. And she says like the overall aim is to make sure that if a game looks exciting to someone, they don't have to worry about getting hyped only to later learn that it doesn't support them as a disabled player.
Cool.
So I think that's amazing. And I'm happy to say that I will be doing the sign language for that. Nice. So there will be American Sign Language. There'll also be British Sign Language, which is 100% different from American Sign Language. There will be, I believe, the audio description stuff for people who have visual disabilities, and then, all the subtitles and stuff like that. So it should be fully accessible. And you'll see me doing that show on the ASL channel when that happens. And big ups to Laura Kate Dale for doing that. I think more stuff like this is what we all need. So she's doing God's work here, people.
And it's gonna be a stream. You said it's like a live.
I believe
stream.
it's gonna be streamed. Yeah. It will
yeah.
Be. Yep.
Cool.
A couple more things. I want to circle back to something we talked about last week. We were doing the thing that we do where we get to the end of a game and I'm like, yeah, I didn't like this game, but people who like to turn left and push A like this game or whatever. Like we always do
that thing. Yeah.
I thought it'd be worthwhile to circle back for a minute because it was John from Gaming in the Wild that said something on Twitter, wasn't it? Was it he that said that
I think
comment?
It's the one. Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking about it because the more I thought about it and why we do that, and after John, hey, hello to John from Gaming in the Wild. Go listen to his podcast. I was like, okay, so like what he said kind of crystallized it for me. So let me run this by you and see what you think. So I think that we end up saying, hey, we reviewed this game. I didn't like it. Not for me. But I think people who like so-and-so will probably like it. I don't think it was us hedging our bets really, but the more we thought about it, I think it was really about, for me anyway, even if there's a game that I don't like, I want to be able to say there's a difference between this is a game that I don't like, although I don't think that it is a bad game in terms of I don't think it's poorly made or I don't think it's shitty. I just don't like it, as opposed to this is a really shitty game that has a lot of problems and it's super buggy and I think it's crap. So I think that maybe when I say at the end, I didn't like this game, but I think people who might like fishing upside down in space or something would like this game, even though that I don't, is me kind of saying, I think this is a well-made game, but it's not for me, but it's not a bad game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, okay. All right. So you're on board with that?
I'm on board with that. Yeah,
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. I didn't have that properly crystallized in my head at the moment that you brought it up, but then when John said that thing, it was like, oh, okay, wait, maybe that is why I do that, and I didn't realize that's why I do that. I was kind of just naturally, organically, instinctually doing that. But then now that I picked it apart, I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense, because there's lots of games that I think are well made. I just don't like them. That's not the same as this game is crap. Totally two different things. So hopefully people will pick up on that as we do the show. So.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I like the idea that we did it because again, we can be very positive, which I like.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, on that specific episode, I was just noticing, like it finally came to my mind, like, oh wow, we just do this all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
So that's all. Yeah.
All right, final thing of housekeeping. Superfan Elio Campitelli wrote in with an email, and I missed it last week, so I apologize, Elio. We should have talked about this last week, but we'll talk about it now. Elio says, hi guys, the other day I watched this YouTube video talking about difficulty in devs that quote-unquote get good at their games and then don't know how to balance the difficulty for other players, and I immediately thought of Brad, and then I listened to episode 330 in which Brad specifically complained about it, so I had to send it to you. So he sent us in a link to a YouTube channel. I sent you the link too, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did.
Yes, maybe.
I think I did. I think I sent it to you in text, and I can't remember what it was called. It was called... Oh man, I can't remember because I'm old and I forget stuff. Anyway, Elio, I watched the entire thing. I watched it on the couch with my wife, and I'm like 99.9% sure I sent it to Carlos. What it was Game Maker's Toolkit. That's what it was. Game Maker's Toolkit on YouTube. I've never seen it before, but it was a guy who was an indie developer. He had, good rapport with his audience. He was putting a game together about like magnets and platforming and something like that. And so in this particular video, he was talking about, I made this game and I was going to get ready to go to GDC, and I put my demo together and I gave it to my playtester, and he hated it. And I had like a day to get to GDC or whatever. And he talked about like, once he realized why his tester hated it, he kind of unpacked it all and was basically like, yes, I made a whole lot of assumptions about what I was communicating to the player, what I thought was interesting and challenging as opposed to what they thought was interesting and challenging. I made huge assumptions about what I thought was fun as compared to what players actually thought was fun. And when he got his demo worked up, went to GDC, made some changes, and then he gave it to people, he took like a lot of notes, and he was like, oh, this was really about like me being isolated in my own space, in my own head, and not really realizing what people actually like.
Oh, okay.
And then, so the kind of thing that we say, like when indie players or indie developers make a game, they know the story in their head, so they don't bother explaining the story. They know all the mechanics in their head, so they don't bother explaining the mechanics. And they've played it 10,000 times a day for 6 months, so they're fucking pros at it, and they don't remember what it's like to be somebody who is not that good at playing the game, so they ramp the difficulty way the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like all those things, and the guy was like owning up to it on YouTube, which I thought was really cool. I appreciate that he came forward and just said, oh yeah, I fucked up, and now that I got to see it through other people's eyes, I was, seeing what I was doing wrong, and I'm like, yes, every indie developer needs to do that, because I see it happen we both see it happen every fucking week on the show where there's a cool game, but like, it's fucked up because they haven't gotten enough outside input to it. So that video, Game Maker's Toolkit, did it perfectly. And Elio, thanks for sending that in. I thought that was like a wonderful encapsulation of what Carlos and I talk about basically every week. So.
Every week, yeah. And I just bookmarked it, so I have to watch it still. But yeah, it looks really cool. Game Maker's Toolkit
check it
on
out.
YouTube. By the way, that brings me to one more piece of housekeeping.
Yeah.
Because it's like totally attached to what we're talking about. When you talk about developers, playing their game and just being really into something, kind of to jump back to the Star Wars game that's coming out soon, and that developer's comments were like, yeah, we love Souls-like games, but just because they do, and they're building something for supposedly everybody, then maybe it doesn't work, Maybe you should reevaluate that.
Yeah.
So anyways, a game that did something maybe similar is a game I just quickly previewed for the site called Strayed Lights.
Strayed Lights, okay.
Yeah, and it looks really cool in videos. It's really interesting looking. The character that you're made up of kind of like blue and red lights, and you don't know what you are, kind of this form. And in the gameplay videos I've seen, it's like you're fighting monsters, you're dodging, and it just looks really fun. But when I played the game, it started off really cool because it's just visually stunning, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And you start as like an organism, and then you kind of like grow, and you can start to walk, and it's almost like you're
fun.
evolving.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, and you're like a little kid kind of version, and then you're an adult kind of version, and then you're like learning your moves at the same time. So it's like a tutorial. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of all in. This is beautiful, like whatever. Then you realize, again, because the developers really like, Souls-like games and parrying, which is a whole podcast for us soon, that the main attacking is parrying.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so like as you start, it shows you the parry, and I go, okay, cool. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to do this ever again. Show me the dodge button, and I'm out, right?
Yeah.
They show me the dodge. The dodge is limited, and you've got to earn your dodge or something.
What?
And on top of that, you have to earn your attack, because you do have an attack that's like, I don't know, right trigger or something. But I couldn't attack all the time. I had to gain back ability by parrying.
Oh, dude, I am out.
I know, I am so out.
Oh
And I played it, I'm out. And then I just kind of then you have to parry different colors. And so it's like blue or red, and if the enemy's red, you have to parry red, then parry blue, then parry red.
Okay, so I guess the only question I can ask, I mean, I'm already out, dude.
That's a strayed light, by the way.
The only way I could be more out is if somebody punched you in the nuts if you missed a parry. That's
right.
I am so far out. But my question to you is, I mean, how is the parry window? Is it like one of those lightning fast things, or is it pretty generous?
Lightning fast.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
That's the nut punch right there.
Oh, forget it. I'm out. I couldn't be more out on this.
I'm so out. And I again, I want to say, like we say, the positive aspect. It looks beautiful. I'm like, holy crap, I would love to be in this world and learn more about it. But I don't want to. I want to get the fuck out of there.
Oh, my God. Dude, just as a quick word, we say this all the time. I'm going to say it again. To everybody listening, please tell 10 friends after you hear this.
Please.
And then have those friends tell 10 more friends.
Because I already know what you're going to say. Please tell 20
let
friends.
it go with the fucking parrying already, okay? Oh, that very small segment of the population likes that. It's really difficult. If you're going to do it, at least make it generous. Nobody ever makes it generous. Enough with the goddamn parrying, all right? Just move the fuck on. Just get over it.
Podcast name, Enough with the Parrying.
Enough with the fucking... Yes, I will do
You don't say fucking because
I'll put it...
And Mike, asterisks. Anyways, we will do another podcast. Now that we're saying we have 7 other offshoot podcasts, but one should just be on parrying because...
Oh, my God.
That whole world is fucked.
It's just going to be me going, fuck you, and then that's the end of it, dude.
It's a short podcast.
Very short podcast.
There's Strayed Lights. Moving on to real games.
Moving on to real games. All right, folks. Thank you for sticking with us this long. Hope you're still strapped in. We are now getting into the main portion of the show where we talk about actual games, although we did talk about games.
By the way, Strayed Lights is a real game. I just meant games that we were going to talk about.
Sure. I meant actually on the agenda or whatever that we had planned to talk about. Let's keep it going with you, Carlos. Final Fantasy 1 Remake. Didn't they already remake this? I feel like...
I don't even remember anymore.
Is this old? Is it new? It's going on?
New. So what happened is I just turned my PS5 on, and all of a sudden they were like, here's all of the Final Fantasy games up till 6, I think. 5 or 6.
Are they individual in a bundle?
Individual. But they're really cheap. They were like $10 or something or less.
A piece?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Each.
Right.
And if you don't want to play all of them, you don't have to. But they called it Pixel Remaster, which means that it still looks pixely, but it definitely looks like how, we hear all this all the time, how we remembered it.
Sure.
Because the Nintendo version looks, pretty rough.
Sure.
For Final Fantasy 1. So it's just like a more of a 16-bit feel. And, it looks good. It still uses that kind of was it Mode 7 and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. Boy,
so,
I haven't heard that in a while. Mode 7.
I know,
Wow.
SNES. But again, Final Fantasy was Nintendo, so it didn't even have that, right?
No, not yet. Not at that point.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's just like that. But then I just thought I'd check it out because I never beat a couple of those, and Final Fantasy 16 is coming out very soon. I'm gonna play the shit out of that, and so for a history lesson, I played probably and beat 4 of the Final Fantasies, maybe 5. But there's obviously 16. So I just thought I'd go back because I don't know if I beat. I feel like I did beat 1, but I don't think I beat 2 and 3 and stuff. So, anyways, I went back to just check it out. And I'll say that, it's like if you've never played a Final Fantasy game, especially if you're a young person, this is the way to do it because there's, it looks pretty good for like a pixely type game. And on top of that, it has all the things that you would want, like a ton of accessibility features. And one of the biggest accessibility is, and you could switch between graphics and music and all that kind of stuff at any point. But like going back to retro style or not. But you can just turn off the encounters.
Oh, but doesn't that fuck you then because you don't have enough experience?
No, but you turn them on when you want to turn them on.
Okay.
And that's really good. Like, so I leveled up immediately, like super fast. Final Fantasy 1 is like easy to level up. I went, grinded for a minute, got to like level 7 or 8 or something, then turned that fucking thing off because then I could explore and find out where I had to go and not worry about that bullshit, which I remember as a kid, I always did,
Yeah. All right.
So there's there's a couple options like that make it, I think, worth going back to.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think I will ever go back to that stuff, but I did play that back in the day, and I remember, like you said, like wanting to explore and getting like just the fucking random encounters all the time, and it would be nice to really turn that off. But I do think there's a big divide between the Final Fantasies that came before 1 through 6, and then 7 was where it really got like cinematic, and that became the new template for Final Fantasy. So I guess people who like Final Fantasy probably already know, but if you haven't played those older ones before 7, they are pretty different, and they might be worth getting into if you're a fan of the series. So if you've never tried them, sounds like this is a good way to try them.
That's exactly that's the tagline. If you never tried them, this is the best way to try them because it lets you do it how you want to. It gives you better graphics if you want them, and it just gives you so many accessibility features that I can't go into all of them. There's just a ton. So it's just fun to have old games like that especially that you and I played, to see them kind of redone in a really good way. So
right on.
Check it out.
Check it out. All right, let's stay with you for another second here, Carlos. I was a little bit confused because we just talked about Strayed Lights, but now we're talking about Stray Blade. Now, these are not connected in any way, are they?
No, they're not.
That was a weird little coincidence that happened this week. 2 completely different games, but almost, a pretty close name. So what is Stray Blade?
Well, what's interesting is there's also a close connection in gameplay.
Oh, no. Is it parrying again?
Oh, no. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Parry dose.
Fuck.
And what's funny is I seen the graphics to this a while ago. I think we talked about maybe getting a code. I actually bought it because I was impatient, and that's what happens with me.
Oh, okay. Yes. I remember this one now.
That's what this game is.
Yep.
And it wasn't too expensive, but at the same time, I probably should have spent that money on towards Dead Island. But yeah, so basically the game looks fun again in gameplay videos.
Is this the third-person action sort of thing?
Third-person action RPG. RPG, I use that term lightly. It really feels like a Souls-like game.
Oh, jeez.
I know. You're a knight. Or a knightess. I don't know. Is it a female version of a knightess?
I guess you're still I think you're just a knight still.
You're still a knight.
I think you're a knight. Yeah.
I do like the word knightess. No one's ever said that before.
Maybe. I think you just coined it.
I did. Just like you did Souls-like, I did knightess.
There you go.
And no one will ever use my term. But anyways, you're a knight and female, male, and many games, including Dead Island, which we'll get to, are definitely like open about gender now. So it's male or female form, and then male or female voice.
Oh, like so you can match as you choose.
You can match as you choose. Yeah.
All right, that's good. More options is always good.
Yeah. And then, anyways, you're that person, and then you go in, and this story is not really important. It's more about like you just going to this weird world, figuring out what's happening, and you're fighting bad guys immediately, and you realize that you're gonna have to parry. It's a Souls-like game because they come back, which is bullshit.
I'm getting tired already, dude.
I am already tired, believe me. But it looked interesting enough because there were some differences. It felt like, I I don't know, it just felt like different, almost like cartoony in a way, and not like, dark and despair, Dark Souls like game. It's like World of Warcraft almost vibes in a way.
Okay, kind of light and bright.
Light,
and,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm
Sure.
trying to think of that other game it reminds me of, but like it just felt more fun, and there was a good dodge, and I just felt comfortable doing everything I needed to do. But the parrying window was pretty like nominal, and then certain enemies. Here's where we go again. Talk about straight lights almost. Certain enemies you have to parry. You can't dodge. You can't dodge? You can't?
They just like heat seek onto you?
Yeah, they attack better because if they blink blue, what's with these fucking colors, by the way?
Oh, dude.
It's parry, and if they blink red, which, by the way, again, another connection to straight lights, these are just knights, just regular enemies, and they're blinking colors. Fuck colors, fuck parrying.
Fuck colors.
That's my other thing. Fuck colors and fuck parrying. But like, if they do red, then you can dodge them. And then I was like, okay, fine, I guess. And then I get to the outworld, and now I'm not fighting like other knights. I'm fighting monsters. The monsters change color.
Of course they do.
Of course they fucking do. I'm out. So as soon as I saw like a fucking wildebeest or whatever turn red, I was like, nah, man. You could stay red over there. I'm going this way.
Dude. That there must have been a game jam or something, because I haven't played either of these games you talked about. But I have, as the editor, I get like hella fucking emails every day about new games coming out. And like recently there has been a spate of like multicolor, like, oh, purple is this color, yellow is this color, like kind of like you're describing, like red being, unblockable and blue being parry, or like whatever it is. But like I'm seeing a lot of those lately, and I'm like, dude, I don't think that ever really works. I don't think anybody really likes that. I think
no one likes it.
I don't think anybody likes like Ikaruga is maybe the only time that I think people gave a shit about that, and that was a 2D shoot 'em up from a million years ago. I don't think anybody has cared since then. Maybe don't do the color switching thing.
Any indie developer listening who I know they listen to our show, just get rid of the color right now. If it's in
parrying,
the thing,
no colors, no parrying.
Yeah, go into the Unity project, go into the Unreal Engine project, remove colors.
Delete.
Okay?
Hit the delete button. It's on page 3.
It's going to break all your code, by the way, if you do that. But still
do it anyway.
Do it anyway. So I have to back away from this game. I do like the art aesthetic, and I like some of the things they're doing. There was a couple other really unique things. Weirdly enough, they like got the rage blinded me from them. You're finding pieces and you're like crafting, and there's some other things that are kind of interesting,
Oh, sure.
Oh, you can change your color of any of your armor and any of your weapons at any time. I was like, cool. I like that.
Does that change the ability? Like if you make it red and blue?
It's just cosmetic, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
So still, fuck colors, I guess.
Yeah, fuck colors. All right.
Anyway, so I'm backing away from that game. We have 8,000 other games to talk about, so I'm not going to say check it out to Stray Blade.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I agree. I think developers are kind of on this trend. Man, get off the parrying, get off the color switching. I don't know. Just move on to something else.
At this point, is it even a trend anymore? It's like it's been years.
I guess.
Like,
I just seen a lot of them lately. Just a lot of them like in the last month or two. Yeah. So anyway. All right, let me talk for a minute about a couple games here. First, Molly Medusa, Queen of Spit. This is a brand new third-person platformy adventure game on the Switch. It feels very much like an homage to the N64 days. Kind of how things were kind of simple looking, kind of blocky, a little bit janky, but it was kind of like when people were kind of experimenting with 3D basically. Not
so third person, like Banjo-Kazooie style kind of game?
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie style, that kind of a thing. I feel like that's spiritually what they are going for. The story is that you are the assistant. Your name is not Molly, it's something else. I forget what it was. It's like a Greek name. You're the assistant to a sculptor, and you want to sculpt, but he's like, nah, you're just a dumb girl. You can't do that. And you're getting all mad. And then you go to this forest. You get your wish granted by a spirit in the forest, and you're like, I want to be... You say something that's like a monkey paw thing, right? You're like, oh, I wish I could breathe life into stone the way that my master does, because he's like the world's greatest sculptor or something. And the spirit's like, you got it. And then all of a sudden you've got like snakes on your head, and everybody you look at turns into stone, right?
Oh,
so
of course. Yeah.
Of course.
Classic.
So cool, kind of a cool concept. And I will say, first off, the best thing about this game is the art is really cute. I think Molly Medusa is adorable. I think she's a great character. I really wanted to get into this and just have an adventure with her. I like the way that this game looks, even though I'm not a big fan of N64. I think they aesthetically are onto something correct here. I think that's really good. I will say I did not stick with this game very long and I had a lot of problems with it mechanically. Number one, the tutorials are terrible, which is a recurring theme lately. I'm finding a lot of games have really bad tutorials. And I really, like, if anybody listening, please pay me. I absolutely will get your tutorial in great shape. You'll have the best fucking tutorial that anybody's ever played.
It's true.
Trust me. I have played so many bad ones. I know exactly how to make a good one. I am for hire, please.
By the way, let me put an asterisk on that because that asterisk is wrong. A tangent on that.
Okay.
Because I have been definitely thinking about doing this soon. I have made a couple little indie games, but I just feel like people who have been in our position for so long really should probably work on games in some way. I think so.
I feel like we've got a lot of feedback we could give.
Yeah. So not only, like, for me, I really want to focus on making a game soon, like, wholeheartedly. Just even in consulting, I feel like you should do some of that.
Agreed, dude, because I don't want to code or anything, but what I feel like what my strength is like someone shows me a game and I can immediately tell you what's wrong with it. Like I can pinpoint with laser fucking focus. Like give me 10 minutes with your game, I'll be like this and this and this and this and this, fix these things and it's better. Yeah. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
You can get paid for that. I think you should. That should
I
be
hope so. Somebody please pay me for that. Anybody listening, I am for hire, please. Okay.
And wait, if someone's also listening, I am needing some money to make a game, so I need investment.
You can hire us both.
Yeah.
2-for-1 special. Okay, getting back to Molly Medusa. Tutorial was shit. That was really bad. The biggest problem, though, is the camera. Holy Jesus on the cross. This camera, it made me physically ill, dude. I was so sick. It was jumping around and so jank. I just feel like we have solved camera like for a while now. Like for years, camera has been solved, especially for like a third person action platforming game like this. I mean, even when you go back to like Mario or Banjo-Kazooie or something, camera worked okay. Like we don't need to like regress from that. And this is, man, I tweeted about this earlier before the embargo dropped. And I'm like, listen, if you're an indie developer, and I believe this is like a 1 or 2 person team, like a really small team, I get it. Okay. If you're struggling with the camera, you can't get Unity to work or you don't know how to program it or whatever. I get that. We're not all good at things. But for the love of God, get somebody who knows how to fix your camera and please fix it, because this game could be a winner, but it's not going to be because of how it's in, the shape it's in, right? But you need to do that little extra work. Yeah. You can't just throw something out there and have this like literally nauseating camera be your final product. No one's going to think any good of the final product. They're going to throw it away and like bail like I did. And you threw away, what, 1-2 years of your life on this thing? That's a shame, dude. Like you got to find somebody to fix your camera for you. Like don't put it out like this.
All right. Fix your camera, people.
It's super jerky and glitchy. I got like literally nauseous. I had to stop playing because I was getting sick, and I even emailed PR about it, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." There's a few different camera tweaks, but like none of it worked. It really needs a better camera. Beyond that, it needs like more, like not Pathfinder, signposting. It needs more signposting about what to do, where to go. This is another one of those things where I feel like the developer knows what they want to do in their head, but they're not communicating it to me as the player. And so I was struggling with like some of the basics of like, I don't quite understand what I'm supposed to do or how to do it. And your game is not speaking to me in the way that it speaks to you. And so I feel like it's a shame. It's a shame because I feel like there is the core of something really good and really cute here. I feel like this could be a winner. This is like, it's got the hardest thing about this is getting the character that people like, that the character that has that spark, that something, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like they got it. I feel like Molly Medusa is really cute and really fun, and I feel like this is a winner, but it also has to play well, or at least decently, and you have to not get sick when you're playing it, and you have to be able to know what to do. So there's other aspects that are just kind of being left by the wayside here, and I get it's probably a small team, I get it's probably their first thing, but I just feel bad. I feel bad because I feel like they're so close to having something good, and it's just not there.
All right. Well, I did like some of the concepts you were talking about. So
yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. So please, I don't say any of this mean-spiritedly. I really want this game to succeed. I would really beg the developer, I don't know what you got to do, but like, please fix this game, tweak it a little bit, get some better signposting, fix that camera. I would love to play this again when it was like in better shape. I think this is a potential winner. It's just not there. So anyway,
all right.
Molly Medusa, Queen of Spit. There is that. Now let me talk about something else here. Cavity Busters. This comes from Jandusoft, who is a publisher. I feel like they're in Spain. I could be totally wrong on that. I apologize if I'm wrong. Cavity Busters this is like the opposite of Molly Medusa. And I didn't even mean to put these together, but now that I'm looking at them together, I realize that they are mirror images of each other, because Cavity Busters is a game that has, I don't want to say terrible graphics, very rough graphics, very unappealing graphics. But the person making this game absolutely understands the game they want to make, and they do it successfully and well. So it's like you've got the gameplay nailed down, but man, it is ugly to look at, and it's painful. But I think it's a very good game. So what it is, it's a top-down roguelike action game, real time. Reminds me a little bit of like the Binding of Isaac or something like that,
Okay,
where like you're going room by room. You play some kind of I don't know, like a monster that has teeth on his head. Maybe he's like a little bit of living gums or something. He's walking around in these environments. You can stick to the walls. You can shoot your teeth. You got to like recall your teeth. So it's kind of like a reusable weapon, but you also have a gun that you can use, but that's like on a limit. So you're kind of balancing between the infinite weapon and the limited resource weapon. You get upgrades as you go, and some of the upgrades have a positive and a negative, like you shoot faster, but you lose a little bit of life, or you gain some life and you shoot a little bit slower, like little, balancing pluses and minuses. You go through level by level, and this is, again, a roguelike, so, your progression, every run is a little bit different. And the other thing that's really cool about this is they use meta elements in this game that I've actually never seen before, where you can jump your character all the way super high, like out of the screen. Not only does it like let you get out of the way of bullets and stuff, but like you can do death from above on people when you come back down out of the screen. And also you can just go to like a completely different part of the level. Like you can leave the room you're in and be like, I don't want to do this room anymore. You fly up and you just like go to a different part of the room. It's wild, dude. It's fucking wild. I think Cavity Busters has a lot of really fucking cool ideas, and I think it's really interesting. I had a pretty good time with it. I think it's a good recommendation for people who want roguelikes or like any Binding of Isaac style game, and you want something a little off the beaten path. But I will say, it's really rough on the eyes. I think it's really hard to look at. I don't like the graphical style. I think it just is very crude, and it's probably pretty low budget, probably a pretty small team. But I feel like they've got the gameplay dialed in. Cool ideas. It plays really fun. I like it, but I really wish it was like more visually polished, because it's kind of it's not good times to look at. So
well, can I say something to that? Because like I would take that every day, all day, over like the straight lights experience. Yeah. Which was like, I was like, this is beautiful. Yeah. And then I was like, I don't ever want to play it.
Right. No, I mean, I agree with you too. I mean, and in fact, that's why I had a much better time with Cavity Busters than I did with Molly Medusa, which I think is super cute, but I hate playing it. But Cavity Busters, I really liked playing it, but it was ugly. Yeah. And I would definitely take fun gameplay and ugly graphics over the opposite every single time. So I'm with you 100%. Yeah. Absolutely. But man, Cavity Busters, people, if you're listening, please like fix those graphics, because you fix those graphics, I feel like you got a real winner in your hands here. This is a pretty fun roguelike that I think a lot of people should check out, and they probably won't check out because number one, it looks ugly, and number two, it looks really generic. Like when you see it in this store and you see the little tile they put up in the store, you're like, you don't even want to click on it. It looks just like a mess. So it's a shame, because I feel like there's some good stuff here. So please spend a little bit more time and effort on the graphics, and I think you got a real humdinger here.
Okay, hold on. I want to say something. One, the only reason I never picked Cavity Busters is because the minute I saw it show up in the store, I was reminded immediately of my old cavities.
Of actual cavities.
And I don't want any game that has teeth in it. I don't want to be a teeth game. I don't want to think about cavities or the word cavity. I've already said it too many times right now. My whole life has had troubles in the past. I've worked really hard to make my mouth better and basically repair it all. So that's the number one reason I would never play this game. But also looking at the art for me, just to kind of be the other side of the coin.
Sure.
I don't think it looks ugly at all. And if anything, like you said, Binding of Isaac is a perfect example. Yeah. I forgot what that guy's name is, but the guy who did Meat.
Meat Boy or whatever, Macmillan and whatever.
Edward. He some people just have a certain style, and so I feel like
sure,
that's exactly what they were going for. I don't think they're going to change it, so I'll just put that out there.
Oh, I don't think they will either. I wish they would. I don't think they will.
Yeah, but I personally think it's kind of cool looking. I don't mind that part of it. I just don't want the teeth.
Well, it's nothing but teeth, so maybe
I
stay
don't
away.
Want teeth.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was my thing. I didn't like the way it looked, but other than that, I think it's a great core idea. A lot of cool things going on. So I think Cavity Busters definitely recommend for roguelike fans for sure. And
Okay.
Molly Medusa, I wish they would fix the camera. I would be glad to come back to it. So, all right, over to you, sir, for secret RPG. As Carlos does, he usually brings at least one secret game to the show. I've literally no idea what this game is. What is the secret game this week? Secret RPG. What is it?
And I don't know why I make it a secret for you, but sometimes I don't want to like you to know what I'm going to talk about. Specifically, not even the audience, but I'm like, yeah, I don't
Just
wanna
me personally.
Yeah, because you're always like, what do you got for the show? But that's how you text, by the way.
Sure, I like to be
in
I
that
do,
voice.
I do text in that voice. I
Yeah,
don't know how I
yeah.
do that, but I do.
I don't know how you do either. I'm like, how does he have audio on this? But he's like, what do you got for the show? And I go, I have a bunch of games, but one I'm not going to tell you about. And the one I'm not telling you about, but I am telling you now, is called Labyrinth of Zangetsu.
Oh, okay. I've heard of this one.
Oh, you
Sure.
know of it.
I know of it. Yeah, yeah. I haven't played it, but I know of it.
Okay, well, I had such a good time with that last dungeon crawler. Do you remember?
I do not. Which one was it?
It's a library of something. I forgot the name of it.
I
too
forgot.
now.
I don't know. That
Anyways,
was a million years ago, dude. I can't remember.
It was, but I was like, oh yeah, dungeon crawlers, and you were telling me how your wife likes them and stuff like that.
Etrian Odyssey. She's the biggest
Yeah.
Etrian Odyssey fan in the world. Yes.
And so once I went back to them, I think that there's a place that it's an itch that gets scratched for those games.
oh, sure. You got to be if you're in the right mood. Those games are perfect. Man.
Yeah, and the other games don't do it. Even like a traditional like action RPG or a turn-based RPG, it's different. This is still turn-based, and it's an RPG in that way. But it's like about a mystery. It's about going slow. It's about resource management. It's a different type of game, So when this one showed up and the art style, speaking of art style, just look at some pictures of it real quick.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's so cool. It's got this kind of, I don't want to say Dark Souls, but like people were talking about it being, kind of oppressive graphics, like dark black and whites.
Yeah.
Some red. I think there's like red blood. I can't remember now, but it's got a black and white feel to it. It's got this idea that the world, and this is like feudal Japan, I believe. The Edo period.
That theme. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But like in that alternate reality, there's this black ink that's taken over, and it's evil for some reason. And that ink, it like took over areas, and then it created monsters. And so it's this kind of really dark, oppressive landscape that you find yourself in. And you've got to make, 4 or 6 characters. It's 6, actually, to go on this adventure. Your wizards, your warriors, that kind of thing. And it's, again, first-person, turn-based, slow dungeon crawler game.
Yeah. So really similar to Etrian Odyssey, right?
Yeah,
like in the same
totally,
spirit.
totally.
Yeah.
But the art is just so cool looking. And as you do these different quests, you get this really interesting lore that's, like, fed to you, which is, unique, very, very unique. I mean, the idea of this dark ink is unique. And then the way they do things where you can search everywhere. I don't know how many dungeon crawlers let you do that, but like every square that you walk on, you can just search, which I think is interesting. And the combat was fun. It didn't feel like I was just going to eat shit all the time. Like some dungeon crawlers make you just go back and get good. I felt like I, did the resource management the right way, and I survived the tutorial. I think that tutorial was pretty good. Is the idea of like go to this landscape, use your heroes you created, and just survive and get out the other end. And I did fight a boss at the end and beat it. So yeah, and then you go into different dungeons or different like areas, and everything's a dungeon. But
was this the demo or full game?
This is the full game. I'm playing the full
Okay.
game. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like one of those late evenings where Carl's is like hungry for a game and just decides to spend it. What I do as my bad decisions is so not like what other people's bad decisions are. It's like late night. They've been drinking, they do something they regret.
I mean, buying a game is better than texting your ex. So.
Yeah, my regretful evening of like late night, Carl's going to make a bad decision, is buying a game.
which is way less harmful and damaging than other things you could do.
Right. It's just financially damaging sometimes. But this one was pretty cheap. It was like $25 or something.
Okay.
Anyways, I think it's worth it. Like I don't like, I'm not in love with it, but it does that thing. It scratches that itch. It gives me that different feeling that other games don't give me, which is like, the art style, the lore, the way that it's played. I can't put my finger on it. Those kind of games where it's like, I can't tell you that this is the thing that's like this knockout star of it. Mm-hmm. It's just all the things come together, and it's just a good, unique dungeon crawler.
Okay. It's been a while since we've had one of these, I feel like.
Yeah, and I feel like it does everything kind of right. Also, like a lot of games, and even the last game I'll talk about, has very big like you can be any character, any name, any portrait. There's nothing like assigned to like female
Right.
warrior or whatever. It's just like use whatever portrait you want, whatever name you want, whatever gender. It's just like these are your 6 people, and they have pre-made people as well. But I made all 6 new ones, of course.
Gotcha.
I just really like it. It's just really relaxing, and I don't feel like I'm eating shit. I feel like if I'm smart about it, I'll do well. And I like the uniqueness of the black ink and really cool custom art style.
Oh, right on. Yeah, it does seem pretty cool. I'm not in the mood for that right now, and you got to be in the mood for this
You
kind
do,
of thing. But
yeah.
I did kind of bookmark it. I have my eye on it, and I think I may suggest it to the wife because she really digs those when she's in the mood for them. So yeah, this does look like a cool one for sure.
Yeah, when you're in the mood for it, it's just artistically, it's just beautiful, and it does everything right, I think. So
Yeah. Right on. Labyrinth of Zangetsu. You playing this on what, PS5?
I am. I think it might be a PS4 game, but on my PS5. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. It's on Switch too, I believe. Might be a good place to play it. If
Oh, that might be a good place to play it.
you're
Yeah.
just gonna bring
yeah.
it with you a little bit here and there. So, all right, cool. Let's see. Let me talk about The Wreck. This is an indie game that just came out recently, and I believe the developers were responsible for another game that was pretty well received critically. I want to say it was called Bury Me, My Love. I think it was about people who were trying to cross a border or something like that. I didn't play that one, but I heard about it and I know of it. I know it was pretty well liked, and this is their, I think, second game. Pretty small studio. This game is a narrative heavy, emotional kind of memories kind of game. I feel like I'm playing a lot of memory games lately, and I think maybe I'm kind of done with it. Basically, you play a woman who gets a call, and it turns out, this is not a spoiler. I mean, this is all like in the first like 5 minutes of the game. It turns out that your mom is a very famous artist, like world-renowned artist, but you don't have a good relationship with her. She has had some issues, and she puts you down as the end-of-life decision maker, but didn't tell you. So you show up to the hospital, and they're like, yeah, you need to start making some decisions for your mom. And you're like, what the fuck? I didn't agree to this. We didn't talk about it. And now mom is in trouble, and now I'm here, and I got to decide. And so what happens is, as you're thinking about this, you get into a car crash, and time stops, and everything like in the environment of your car crash, like shit goes sideways because you're crashing. So there's like your lipstick is flying through the air, your hat's flying through the air, your pencil, whatever shit you have in the car is flying through the air, and you can like look at these different things, and they trigger memories. And so what ends up happening is you kind of are reliving your memories as you're in this middle of the car crash. And what it boils down to is kind of like looking around your environments for things that are like kind of twinkling, and then you click on that thing, and it brings up a word, and then that triggers like a memory, and you kind of like relive the memory, and then you kind of go back to the car crash as you kind of think about like what's going on in your life and how you got here and how you related to your mom and stuff. So it seems like a cool idea, and so that's what the game is about. And if that appeals to you, go for it, because this is one of those situations where I feel like this is a very well-made game, but it is not connecting with me personally. I've played a lot of these style of games lately over the last like maybe 3 months. I've played a bunch of them, and they're starting to all bleed together for me. They're kind of being really similar to each other. And I'm kind of over games where you're just like reading a bunch of stuff and clicking on another memory and reading a bunch more stuff. Like, it's not interactive enough for me. I don't feel as though I'm in this role. It just didn't click for me. Just did not click for me. I think I'm kind of just like not in the space for this kind of game right now. Which is fine. What?
I'm with you on that, and the fact that like I feel like this has vibes of Life is Strange or something, and just art style and
similar
hearing narrative and stuff like that. But at the same time, I think why Life is Strange and a couple of those other ones worked for me, because I did feel like I was making choices that made a difference.
Yeah,
and also I think in that game you're walking around third person.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So like there's some agency there, but I'm with you. Like I can't right now, at least maybe I'll be in a mood later, but I can't play a game like this that you're talking about, because by the way, not just to make it real, but also make it a reason why I won't play this, is I had to make an end of life decision for my dad only 3 years ago.
Oh wow.
And I also didn't know that I had to do it.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's why when you told me that idea, I
Oh
didn't get in a
shit.
car
Sorry,
wreck.
man. I had no idea. I didn't
Oh, it's
mean
okay.
to
It's
bring that
okay.
up for you.
I didn't have a car wreck and have a fantastical thing happen to me where I relived my memories, but it fucking sucked. And so for people who have that experience, some people like can heal through it by playing a game. So I don't want to say it's not for you, but for me, it's like the opposite thing I'd want to go back through again.
Sure.
Because people who go through that, it's like already fucked. So again, if it helps you get through it, or maybe the person who made the game, that's why they made it, right?
Yeah.
To have them process it. So I can't say it's wrong, but for me, I'm like backing through the bush as Homer Simpson.
Yeah. And just to be clear, like I feel like this is a well-made game, but it is one of those kind of games. I mean, I talked to people who have played this, and a couple of them said like they were crying, like they felt like it really spoke to them, and they really had a strong connection to it. Which is totally, I get it, man. Like I get it for sure. This is a well-made game, but for me, I didn't feel like I had enough agency, and honestly, I've played a lot of these recently, and I just don't want to play any more of this type of game. It's just the appeal has worn off for me, and so I think I'm just not in the right frame of mind for it. But if any of this sounds good to you, I do think this is a good experience if you're in the market for it. I am not, so it didn't click, but there you go. The Wreck is a thing you can play, and I think that will probably connect with a lot of people who are not me out there. So
Yeah.
The other one I want to talk about real quickly is Forest Cathedral. This came out a couple weeks ago. I'm just now getting to it. This is a very unusual one. It is kind of like a combination of walk around, first person narrative, fictional narrative, but it's also a 2D platformer puzzler. And those two things don't seem to go together. And honestly, I don't think they do go together, but it's a very interesting, game because it's actually based on real life events, which I had no idea about. This is based on a real woman who is now dead, named Rachel Carson. She was a real life scientist who was the person who basically pulled the lid off of DDT. And if you don't know what DDT is, I mean, old people like me and Carlos probably know. But DDT was an insecticide that came out like a million years ago, and people were like, oh my God, it's amazing. It kills like mosquitoes, and it's going to stop malaria, and it's going to free the world from mosquito diseases, and we don't have to get bit anymore, and fuck all those mosquitoes, and great. And it was wonderful, except it had like hella fucking side effects. It was really toxic and poisonous. It poisoned the water, it poisoned the air, it poisoned animals, it poisoned people. So we didn't catch on to that right away, but Rachel Carson was a scientist who suspected this, and she wrote a book, a whole book about what DDT was about. She was the person who helped get environmental protections and legislation off the ground. And a lot of the EPA stuff that we have protecting us today is directly related to Rachel Carson's work. So she is a very instrumental person, which I'm ashamed to say I had never heard of her before. I didn't know about this. I didn't learn about this in school, but I learned about it here. So this game is kind of an edutainment game, although this is a fictionalized accounting. I mean, it's obviously fictional. You end up playing a young Rachel who goes off to an island, and you're talking to the guy who invented DDT, which is not really what happened at all. Like, this is, again, fiction, but the bones of this are real. Like, Rachel Carson, a real person. DDT is a real thing. Poisoning the world was a real thing, and her discovering it was a real thing. So it ends up being kind of a really interesting 2-hour edutainment experience where half the game is walking around as Rachel in first person, kind of looking at the trees and the water, and you're seeing that fish are dying, and you're trying to put things together, and you're talking to the guy who invented DDT, and he's like, it's fine. And you're like, no, man, it's not fine. Going back and forth. But then the platforming part comes in when you have to go do certain things. Like, for example, I need to sample a fish to test for DDT. Okay, how do you do that? You go into like a little 2D platforming world where there's a small man who jumps on these weird platforms. It is the most bizarre thing. I don't know why they did that. Yeah, so like you need to open a lock, and how you do that is you play a little 2D section with little guy, and you're platforming on spikes, and at one point you need to check an eagle's nest for eggs to check to see if DDT has weakened the shell of the egg, which is actually a real thing that happens. It fucks up bird eggs. And so you need to get the egg. You need to play a platforming game to get the egg out of the thing. It's strange. I don't know why they did it. It's really weird. I will say that the platforming part is not great. It's not the worst I've ever played, but there's definitely parts of it which really suck because I don't think the controls are where they need to be. And there are parts that I think are really more frustrating than they need to be. To be fair, the developer clearly realized this because you can turn off a lot of that stuff in the menu. You can turn off the gravity so that you can float. You can turn off the spikes so that you don't get one hit killed. You can turn off a couple more things to make it so you basically just breeze your way through the platforming and keep going with the story. I didn't do that until the very end. I believe it was the very last puzzle where I was like, this is making me really angry and I'm going to destroy something if I don't turn this stuff off. So I turned it off, got through it, finished the game. I'm not going to say it's a wonderful play experience, but I feel like it was a great learning experience. I feel like I'm really grateful for learning about Rachel Carson. I ended up Googling and I talked to my kid about it afterwards. We had a big discussion. I feel like I'm glad that I know this now, and I'm glad that this person took the time to make this game and educate me about this. Not the greatest game. It's not really a lot of fun to play, but I do feel like it was fun to learn about, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So the Forest Cathedral, very strange experience, but I'm really grateful for the experience. Do not think I'll ever play it again, though.
Yeah, that sounds like an education game, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we used to have them back in the day, and they were bad, right? Like there was no like fun gameplay at all, or first person, or you know what I mean. It was just like your ABCs, and it was like colorful and terrible.
If I had played this like in grade school instead of Math Muncher,
that's what I'm saying.
You know, whatever. Yeah, this would be fucking killer. Like I feel like kids should play this in school. This should be a required play. So
I mean, they will be. Like that's I think games is going to be part of the normal thing if it isn't already. You know, in colleges and stuff. So
weird experience, but ultimately a good positive experience for Forest Cathedral. I'm glad I played it. So
cool.
All right, over to you, man. For this is like we say in the beginning, new, old, anything in between. Minecraft Legends. This has been out for a while. What made you pick Minecraft Legends up?
Oh, you're either you're wrong or I'm wrong. It's not. It's the one that just came out, so it hasn't.
Oh, is this the new one? I thought it was the other one. What's the other one?
Minecraft Dungeons.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got my wires crossed. My bad. Minecraft Legends is the new one. So I guess I don't even know what it is then.
Then you don't. Yeah, new ones. It's not an old one or any in between. It's a new one. So it just came out on Game Pass a week ago.
My bad.
It's okay. I've been waiting for it because it's a really interesting idea. And yeah, I think that most people are of the same mind as me, is that they did what they set out to do and it's kind of fun, but it's nothing like for me to write home about. I'm playing it free because it's on Game Pass right now. You can if you have that. Minecraft Legends is top-down third person. What is that? Again, isometric.
Isometric, maybe? Yeah.
Isometric. Pixely, blocky Minecraft world looking graphics, yet somehow up-resed. Okay. And it just like is one of the standout things for the game. It's just fucking beautiful. Like it looks like Minecraft. It looks like if you were looking down, at an angle at Minecraft world without it being just straight blocks, and having some sort of shading and stuff and beautiful lighting. That's what it should look like. Like it looks better than Minecraft Dungeons in a way.
Okay.
Because it's like stylized. I don't want to say cel shaded, but it's got that feel. So anyways, it's beautiful to look at. And what is the game? The game is two things. There's multiplayer component, which I will never play. But the campaign essentially is, and what the game is a real-time strategy game where you are on a horse, or you can get another mount. But essentially you have a little Minecraft character you make. You go on a horse. You control units, right? So like little golems and stuff. And then you tell them where to go and what to do and fight. But you can also attack with your sword, and kill monsters. So basically you're trying to stop the piglet invasion because, that's the thing. And so the whole game is about stopping them. That they're the main enemy. And the creepers and all the people that you normally fight, like the skeletons, they're all on your side because they're like, fuck these pigs. So you at some point like get to, create those little bases for them. And so, you're like defending bases, you're attacking bases, and it's just done so well with the controller. Like, as you know, real time is just difficult to do anyhow. Real-time strategy can be really hard.
Yeah.
And both you and I generally don't like it, I don't think.
No, not a fan.
Not a fan either. But if it's done kind of in a, accessible way.
Yeah.
They just knocked it out of the park. I mean, it's so easy to get. You make these little bases. You can spawn enemies from them. You quickly hit like the X button, and then all of a sudden they all follow you. In general, they'll just do the right thing all the time anyhow, but you can command them. And it's just fun. It's like relaxing fun. There's a huge overworld. You go do, taking out piglets. You're defending things. You're helping other villagers. You get some upgrades, I guess. I didn't play it super long, but I played a few hours and I just had fun the whole time. So again, nothing to write home about for me, but I think they did what they wanted to do, which is like they made real-time strategy accessible to people who like A, Minecraft, and B, who had never played one probably.
Let me ask you some questions then, because
Wow, that was a good summation, by the way. I'm just going to give myself a pat on the back.
Good job. Yeah, I'll pat you too. There you go. Double pat on the back.
Thanks.
So I guess I don't generally like real-time strategy for a few reasons, but every once in a while, one will pop up where I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty fun. But like, it takes a very specific set of circumstances for me personally to have fun. So one thing that I always find is really frustrating is grouping. Like, they always want you to like group something. Like, there's always like, here's a circle tool, and you click this thing and like select all these enemies. Like, I always find it really cumbersome to like try to direct troops. Like, if somebody can figure out a good way to direct troops, or if there's just not that many troops to direct, I feel like that works really well. So like, how is it here? Are you doing that big circle tool around a whole army kind of thing? Or like, how is that working?
Yeah, they limit how many people you can control, which is good and bad, because sometimes you want more people, because you're like losing a war or something. But so you can only spawn so many, and you can only control so many. So in general, that circle that you're talking about encompasses most of them, right? Or like all of them. Mm-hmm. So you're never feeling like you have to go get too many of them. And then in general, they do, like I said, they do what they're supposed to do most of the time. I have focused them. So like you can select all of them, X real quick, and then just go like, I forgot what it is, analog trigger something, right? And go attack that thing. Mm-hmm. I did that like most missions a few times, maybe 4 times, because I was like, they're big bases that I want them to hit, because they can take down a whole tower or something. So I would make them go do that kind of thing. But like fighting other monsters near me, I didn't really like give them too many commands.
Okay, because I hate the micromanaging, because I find it's really difficult, right? Like, I'm sure that PC players, that's like a whole thing on PC, right? But like when you're doing that on console, it's like, I think clicking on a hotspot, like everybody attack this or everybody attack this, that works pretty well. But like the whole of like, okay, the blue team go attack this thing, and then the red team go attack this thing, and the yellow team hang back and defend, and trying to do all that stuff like on a console with a controller is like really never works. So it sounds like you're not doing that.
To be fair, they showed me that in a tutorial recently, so that they're probably going to want me to do that later. I don't know if they're going to force me to do that, but right now I can separate out the archers and tell them to go this way, and the melee guys go this way. But I never did. Like, I could do that, but I didn't. Now, I'm not far in the game.
Sure, so maybe it's required.
Yeah, near the end, piglet invasion, final, thing, big tower, you've got to do it or something. But hopefully they don't rely on that too much, because I like not having to do it.
Right. I mean, I was going to say the closest analog for me is like something like a Pikmin, where you're usually with your whole army, and then like with just a button or two, you can call out yellow dudes or red dudes.
Yeah, that's what I felt.
And then they kind of do that thing, that's about as complicated as I want it to get. So you're about in that ballpark, you think?
We'll see. I mean, that's exactly what I experienced so far. Like, that's why I liked it. If they make me separate shit out later, it's going to suck. By the way, the other thing that's really cool is every time you hit X, it's like you're like saying, hey, everybody come over here,
Oh, yeah.
But if you're running through the overworld and you find like just a random dog or goat or something, you can also have that, and they'll follow you. Like, you just hit X and they're like, okay, cool, I'll go with you to this war that we're doing, I guess.
It's a party. Let's do it.
Yeah.
The other thing that I hate about real-time strategy games, the thing that I hate so much is like, usually in the bad ones that I don't like, where you're on a big map and you can only see like 1/8 of the map at one time on your screen, but there's shit happening in other parts of the map, and so you've got to look at the mini map like, oh no, there's some combat happening in the upper northwest corner, but I'm in the southeast corner, and then you got to scroll over there.
No.
And by the time you realize and get over there, shit's already gone down. Like, you've lost all your troops because you were looking at the wrong corner of the map. Like, is that shit going down here or no?
No. That's like, we're talking like Warcraft, old school PC stuff.
I hate that stuff. Yeah.
No, this is like you're looking down and you can zoom in and out, right, of the screen. You're seeing everything on screen. Like, there's nothing. Okay. Yeah, if anything, all the bases are pretty small too. Again,
so not a giant map to manage.
So far, I keep saying this with an asterisk of so far, but so far, and I don't think they want to do that. That's not what this game seems like it's setting itself up to be. I'm running around one base that was pretty huge near the end, but yeah, I just felt like I wasn't missing any big action.
Okay. So those are my two big like red flags, right? Like micromanaging and giant maps. Those are the things that kind of kill real-time strategy games for me, because of course the computer can think better than you and they can act faster than you because they can take it all in and do it all at once. I mean, that's what computers are good at. So for me, I mean, I feel like unless you have trained yourself in that genre, I feel like it's a really tough genre to get in.
Yeah.
And very few of them I feel like are approachable, but this one sounds like it is kind of approachable.
This is approachable. That's why they built it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, and they know their base. Like, it's a Minecraft, right? There's so many people they want to get in here. And I'll say this last thing about it to kind of further that point is they want you to beat this campaign so that you can play multiplayer.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Minecraft, it's multiplayer. Like that's what the
Right.
fuck Minecraft
Right.
is. And so I think it would be very interesting to see if that market grows, of the idea of like you build your base and bring your friends in and go attack other people's bases. Like that's what they want people to do. So I think they're trying to make it as accessible as possible so that you go do that.
Oh, interesting. Do you think that there's a mode in here that is similar to what we talked about last week in Meet Your Maker, where you're supposed to construct a base and raid other people's bases?
Oh,
Is
that'd
that
be
part of this
cool
game?
if there was. I should go, but now I should go look. You actually made me want to play it more if there is that. I don't think so, though. I think,
Oh, okay.
in my opinion, which is just bullshit because I have no idea, but I think it's a true multiplayer. They want you to like fight other people, like
Gotcha.
in real time, right?
Gotcha.
But what you said is more interesting to me, but I don't think that's in this game.
Okay. All right. Any last thoughts on Minecraft Legends?
No, I think people liking Minecraft and new to real time strategy, it's perfect for them.
Okay. All right. That's cool. All right. I might check it out then, because when one of those is done well, I can get down, but it's got to be done well. It seems like maybe
It's
this
done
one's
well.
hitting the right.
It's done well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. All right. Let me talk for a minute here about something I'm actually very excited about, and we've talked about this before. Graveyard Keeper. I brought this up on the show maybe at least once or twice before. Have you ever played Graveyard Keeper, Carlos?
Yes, I have. We've talked about it on this show. And
we have talked about
we
it.
talked about, I think, DLC even.
We did talk about DLC.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So as will be familiar to longtime listeners, I love Graveyard Keeper. I think it's a
I
great
like it
game.
too.
It is like Stardew Valley, but with corpses and with black magic and with nihilistic Eastern European worldview. It ticks all the boxes for me. I think it's really great. And the reason I'm bringing it up now is they have finally finished it. They have released the final DLC. There will be no more DLC. There will be no more work on this game. It has had ultimately, I want to say like 5, maybe 4 or 5 DLCs, and each one has been pretty significant. They've added a lot of stuff to the game, a lot of extra adventures, a lot of twists and turns. Like this is like the base game of Graveyard Keeper. For people who don't know, top-down 2D pixel art, kind of a farming / graveyard maintenance / RPG. Just think Stardew Valley, but darker and with zombies is basically what you're shooting for. That base game was already real chunky. Like there was a lot of stuff going on in that base game. And to be fair, like full disclosure, I've actually never played it. I have started this game, I think 3 separate times. I think I've put in like 20 or 30 hours each time, and then end up getting distracted because it's such a long game that I do something else. But I keep coming back to this game, and that almost never happens, dude. Like this is like one of those white whales for me, where it's like I will one day finish this game because I like it so much. And I think that maybe now is the time, because now with the Last Journey edition, it's got all the DLC all wrapped up. They've done all the bug fixes. They've done all the balancing. They've got all the content in here, all the extra modes, everything you could want. And man, this is a fat fucking chunky ass package, dude. I mean, if you want something to sink your teeth into, that's going to take you a long time. You want to get into the nitty gritty. You want to set up your farm. You want to set up your mortuary. You want to set up zombies that do the farming for you. You want to set up like your quests. You want to do some fishing, all that shit. This game has got like all this stuff. And I fucking love it, dude. I really, really love this game a lot. So I just want to give people a heads up. Graveyard Keeper, the Last Journey edition, has it all. This is your one-stop shop. If you've been looking at this game, if you've been thinking about it, if you remember me talking about it, this one is like an all-timer for me. And I feel like now that it's complete, I can really pull out all the stops. I'm going to lean into it real hard. I'm going to play it, and I will roll credits on this motherfucker.
Nice, finally.
I will. Yeah, so
I might jump back too.
It is good stuff. So there you go. Good stuff. Absolutely recommend here. And one more game for me to talk about. Coffee Talk 2, Butterfly and Hibiscus. This just came out, I want to say a couple days ago. Embargo just dropped. This is a 2D visual novel narrative experience where you, the player, play a barista who you never see. You're seeing through the eyes of the barista. So like a first person experience, I guess, in that way. You're running this shop called Coffee Talk. It's in a fictional urban fantasy version of Seattle. So the Space Needle is in the backdrop of every scene, as it always is with Seattle.
As it is in the real life, yeah.
As it is in real life. You can see the Space Needle and no matter where you look. But this is a world where there are like elves and orcs and mermaids and ghosts and stuff. So it's Seattle plus urban fantasy.
And remind me, you played the first one, right?
I did. Played the first one.
Yeah.
Loved the first one. Thought it was great. Really liked it a lot. And so people will come into your shop. There's like a cop that comes in. There's like a guy who's like a satyr who's got goat legs and horns. There's like a mermaid. There's like an orc who's like a game developer. All sorts of stuff. And they come in, they talk to you about their problems. They're like, hey, I'm having an issue with my girlfriend, or I got mad at my work buddy, and like, whatever. It's kind of bullshit. It's almost like a bar almost, where people talk to the bartender. They kind of unload their problems, and you kind of listen to them, hear them out, and you kind of just chat them up, give them suggestions.
Wait, but that's funny because that's what I do every day at Starbucks. Is like I talk to my baristas, and they're like, okay, here's more information that Carl's is going to give us.
Oh, well, there you go. So you're living real life coffee talk in real life Seattle.
Talk, yeah.
Except you're the person that comes in.
I'm the person that comes in, and I also not like there's no fantastical elements yet
that we know of.
Yeah,
that we know of. So I love this game. Just full disclosure, I love this game. This is a perfect game for me because the game is broken up into days, and each day is just like maybe 10 minutes or something, or ish, whatever. And so I get into bed, snuggle up, I open up the Coffee Talk 2. I see the people come in, and it feels honestly like I'm seeing old friends again, because I remember a lot of these from the first game. And you're like, oh yeah, the cop, dude, I remember you. What's up with you? What you been doing? How's your daughter been doing? And then I see like the game developer who is an orc, and she's dating the mermaid girl. I'm like, oh my God, I remember you guys. What's up with you? What you been doing? And you kind of catch up with them. And it just feels like I'm coming back to like an old place that I used to hang out, because I really enjoyed the first Coffee Talk quite a bit. So seeing the familiar faces is great. It's got the same great writing. The gameplay aspect is not only are you making some choices, but you make drinks, right? That's actually part of the thing. So somebody come in, they'd be like, oh, hey, I'm really feeling down today, and I would really like something warm and spicy. Can you make me something warm and spicy? And so then you think about, like, you go to like a different menu. There's like milk and juice and tea and matcha, whatever. You got a bunch of like jars on a shelf, and you pick whatever you want, and you can make like all sorts of different drinks. And so you hopefully make something they like. If you make something they like, then it tilts the story. They're like, oh, I feel better, and therefore this other thing happens in the story. And if you make a bad drink, then they're like, oh, I feel worse, and now this other different branch happens. So that's kind of how you navigate a lot of your branches. And I think the drink interface is great. I will say, okay, so I have a couple problems with this game, but I want to just really be really clear. I think this is really fun. It's really cool. I think graphics are amazing. I love the graphics. Full of personality, full of expressive sprite work. I think it's really great. Kind of reminds me of some Phoenix Wright Capcom kind of stuff, which I think is great stuff to compare to. So it's got that same kind of feel to it. Very, very good. I like it. Good stuff. Like the story. Like it all. So here's the problems with the game that I don't like. Number one, you are a barista. You were a barista in the first game. You are still a barista. It is your full-time job. So I really do not like starting the game off not knowing any recipes. I feel like that is bullshit. So like somebody will come in and say, oh, I want to have, I don't know, like spicy something. And so you go to your drink menu, and you got to just make it up as you go along. Now that wouldn't be a problem, except with the save system, which I think is my other problem. So unless I'm doing something wrong, what I can tell is every time I save the game, if you save the game, it takes you to the beginning of the day, which means if you make somebody's drink wrong and they're like, oh, this is gross, I feel bad now, you're like, oh wait, you can't just like save and reload a save and make the drink again. You got to go back to the beginning of the entire day, which means like listening to all the dialogue again, making the same choices again.
Yeah, that's crappy.
So I think they kind of want to like make it kind of more of a high stakes experience where you got to get the drink right. And okay, so maybe and again, full disclosure, this is my impression of it. Maybe I'm getting the save wrong, but every time I've tried to reload a save, it puts me back to the beginning of the day. So I feel like that must be what it is. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all, because number one, I'm either going to do the save, fast forward through all the dialogue, and just try the drink again, but that sucks. Number two, I've heard that there's a mode where you can randomly mix drinks and just unlock the recipes, but I think that's probably a post-game thing. I don't have that option yet. So I want to just like run through all the drinks and make all the drinks so that I know what I'm making, so I don't make mistakes. And number three, it just makes me go to an FAQ, because I don't want to do the day over. I don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I'm a barista, I would know these drinks. They make some bullshit excuse at the beginning. It's like, oh, I saved all my recipes in my phone and I just got a new phone. Who dis? And I lost my recipes. And I'm like, no.
Not if you're working there. No.
No. Exactly. So that is the thing that sucks. And I can see why they did it, because they're like, oh, they feel like you gotta have some gameplay, you gotta figure out the drinks. That sucks though. It really sucks. And I just feel like all I'm doing is I went to an FAQ, pulled up the drink menu, and I just consult that. So it kind of like defeats the purpose of it anyway. So just give me the menu, because I own the shop. I am the barista. I would know how to make these drinks. It doesn't make any sense that I don't know how to make the drinks. So that sucks. Other than that, I think this game is great. They could fix the save system too. I think the save system sucks. But overall, great art, great story, great characters, great ambiance. I'm having a really great time coming back to this. It feels like a really warm, comfortable place to come back to. I just really, really enjoy it a lot. And you probably will get more out of it if you play the first one. So maybe play the first one first. Not necessary, but you'll get definitely benefit. And they're both pretty short experiences. So overall, definite thumbs up. I like Coffee Talk 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. Good stuff.
Overall, still check it out.
Definitely still check it out, for sure.
All right.
For sure, check it out. And now, to close out the show, the biggest game of the show, which you went ahead and bought because the publishers did not grace us with a free review code, which I'm still salty about.
Yep.
Dead Island 2.
Dead Island 2 is our big, one of the bigger games to come out recently.
I think so. I think they want you to think it is.
Well, yeah, it's a AAA game. It's a lot of money. That's one thing.
Was it a full 60?
It was a 60, yeah. And there's like, of course, a million of versions that are more. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not going to pay for all those digital things you think are worth something. By the way, that's a tangent for us. $90 versions of games or $100 versions of games just for digital items? No.
Nah.
The answer is no.
Nah.
Just
it takes a lot for me to go pony up anything more than that. I mean, what was the extras? Like extra outfit or something? Some bonus weapon? Didn't even look. Yeah.
No, if you say the word digital after your extra charge, I'm not looking.
Yeah.
It can't be anything that I want.
They're fleecing, yeah. It's never anything that's good. It's never anything that's really worth it.
And by the way, we'll get to it in a minute, but like upgrading your character is something you do in the game. You know what I mean? Like this whole pay to win cosmetic. I don't know. I just don't want it. So Dead Island 2, before I get into the review of it, Dead Island 1, we both played and we both enjoyed.
Loved it.
I don't remember it fully. There's going to be some things I want to talk about in this game that I was wondering if there is in the first game, like the way that it played and the RPG elements. I remember it fondly because I, again, kind of went in that game with zero expectation. I just wanted to have a fun zombie time, and I did. But there was kind of like RPG light elements and like that you upgraded yourself, you upgraded weapons. But similar to that game and this game, which is a zombie game, first-person zombie game, if you haven't seen the marketing materials come in, is that the weapons are durable. They have durability, right? So they can break.
That was in the first game, for sure.
And so that's back, right? So that's the main thing is you're mainly first-person zombie game with melee. Weirdly enough, there's guns in the world.
Okay.
And I'm doing a mission right now to go retrieve a bunch of guns. But you know them. They'll do something like, oh, they all burned up in a fire or whatever. Yeah. But like you haven't been able to use guns. They would be really interesting if all of a sudden, like the second half or the back half of the game, you could. But for now, I think this is a melee game.
They were in Dead Island 1. I mean, it was definitely a melee game, but there definitely were guns you could use, like especially like in the DLC. They really leaned into guns eventually.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. It wasn't the focus, but they were there for sure.
So they might be in here, you know. But for now, and I played a lot of the game, it's, you know, I like the melee. Like that's what's fun, and they did it again. Now there's a different developer, remember.
Totally different team.
Change hands many times.
This is like the third team down the line, dude. They keep switching teams and shit. Yeah.
So in general, I'll do pros and cons. How about that? Because this is such a massive game.
Sure.
So the pros are it looks beautiful. It's fucking just gorgeous, like fucking gorgeous. Another pro, which I texted you immediately, is that there's no fucking options for performance and quality.
Right, which sucks.
Just runs.
Glad that it runs. Yes.
That's one of my favorite things of the game. It's like, do you want HDR on or off? And I have HDR, so I said yes, on. That's it. That's all I chose. That's it.
Love it.
And it didn't drop too many frames. You know what I mean? Like it felt like it was 60. It felt like it was 50. I don't know. It felt like it was good enough. And I wasn't like nitpicking it, right? If it dropped some frames, it dropped them. But in general, it was smooth as shit. And it looked good. So that's so cool. You start this game on an airplane, trying to, escape the idea of zombies. They're all around, obviously. But what was so cool, and you would like, because when we always talk about tutorial and intros, this has such a good and super inclusive intro. And the fact that there's this airplane taking off and all these people are trying to get on the airplane and all the different people that you see and they kind of focus on, graphically, by the way, beautiful as well, are all different walks of life. Like you have like this older woman who's like, smoking cigar. You have like this dude with dreads. The guy who I picked actually is like a rapper, like a faux rapper guy who's Hispanic and tons of tattoos. All these different people are, clamoring to get on the plane. Then it kind of pauses the cutscene and is really beautiful, again, stunning way. It lets you move the camera around and pick who you want to start as, because you can pick one person. Now, you're not making an RPG character. You're picking one of these, characters. But they are all so many different walks of life. You could pick who you really feel like you want to be. You know what I mean?
All right.
And I just thought that was like done super well.
And do they all have like a backstory and stuff, or is it just like a character template?
No, they feel like. I mean, you kind of learn about it. Like you're seeing like the rapper, you're seeing the woman who is running for the airplane. You're getting the vibe of them.
Okay, so they feel like somewhat like penciled in characters then.
Yeah, I mean, penciled or fleshed out? Which one? Like,
I mean, there's something there. Like, you feel like there's a little bit of backstory to them. They feel like not just a blank slate character.
Jumping ahead, as my character, who's like half Hispanic rapper dude, when he was talking to a woman in a mission, she was speaking Spanish, and he jumped into Spanish for a second.
Oh, okay.
So I'm wondering if other characters did that, or it was just mine.
Okay, interesting.
So that was interesting. But I just thought there was very inclusive on who you could be. And then the other thing that a lot of games are doing, and this game did too, everybody refers to you as they. So,
okay, interesting.
You know what I mean? Like there's no, pigeonholing who you are.
They didn't have to record the dialogue twice.
And they didn't have to do that either,
Yeah.
Although sometimes I don't know if it fits fully. Like, it didn't bother me ever. Sure. But definitely everybody in the whole game has only talked to me as they,
Well, I think that's interesting. Like when you go respective of people's genders and you go more inclusive, it's actually a cost savings because you only have to record the dialogue once.
That's the main reason they did it.
Reason to be inclusive. Go for it.
But I bring that up because the intro just feels like they really understand that, Mm-hmm. It's like so many different types of characters you could be. So I'm the guy who I want to be. The tutorial's great. You're escaping the airplane. Obviously, newsflash, the airplane didn't make it. It crashed. It's again, I think, in the intro. But then you're escaping the plane. You're finding these people who are celebrities, which I'll get to later in the review. And you kind of like, you save them or something, and then you learn how to fight. You fight monsters, and you go to meet them later. So this game takes place in these little biomes, kind of in a way. Like, biome's probably the wrong word, but you have like these little areas. So like you're in Bel Air. You're in the Hollywood Hills, right? And the map.
Where do you crash? Is this like where's the plane
coming
down?
LA,
like
LA.
Yeah.
Okay,
LA. Okay.
So, and it's a great intro scene where you see like LA on fire, which is kind of the truth anyhow.
Yeah.
And so, as you start the game, which I thought, the intro is really well done, is you go to these different little sections. So I'm going to the Bel Air, I'm going to the Hollywood Hills, and in each section there's a little map, and you could basically like go to different homes. And so that's this game, right? So Dead Island's always about like finding a bunch of resources, crafting, fighting zombies, and then going through the story. And that's what this game is. But I just bring up in the pros because I think the intro is done so well. And the very first section, it's just done like you're not overwhelmed by this huge map. You're like, here's a little section I'm going to play around in. I'll go into like 4 new houses, and the main house is the campaign, right? So it just feels like accessible too, right? You don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Combat's great. Here's another pro. They showed this off, but like the durability or destructibility of zombies is like untouched. I've never seen like when you hit things, it truly breaks apart.
Oh, you mean like you can chop into chunks, you mean?
Yeah, like you chopped off the leg, it goes flying.
Oh, okay. So like where you hit them actually matters?
It matters. It also, like, even if you're just hitting the body, if you hit it 3 times in the same place, the ribs are exposed. I mean, it is the most like terraformed, deformed, whatever it's called, of like an enemy I've ever seen.
Okay.
I think ever in any game ever.
Really?
I can say that because we both been playing games for 40 years. Like you break apart a skull, not that you want to see all this, but like the teeth and the jawbone's there, and you see every individual tooth. Like it's crazy. So that's kind of a pro. It's super gross, but it's pro.
Okay.
The other pro is, well, I guess it's a pro, but like your abilities in this game are cards, which, can be take it or leave it. But you basically find these new cards and they're your new skills. I guess I bring that up because one of the cards you can get is dodge, and the dodge is done very well. It's a super fast, quick dodge. I feel like it was in Dead Alive, which is a good movie. Dead Island 1.
It's a very good life. Yeah, a good movie. Yeah, I believe there was a dodge. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's done well, so I like that. And there's this ability when you dodge, if you dodge an enemy at the right time, not like a parry, but there's timing to it, it'll confuse them so that you can just go up and like quick kill them, Okay. Anyway, so I think that the cards are done well. I think the destructibility is done well. Like I said, the intro is well. The graphics are awesome, and the frame rate's good. These are all positives. And the other positive I got to say is that they really are playing around with the idea of celebrity in this game.
Okay.
Because you're rescuing a celebrity, but she still thinks she's important. And you're like, lady, you're not anymore. Like, the world's over, right? Like, celebrity's dead. But they still operate on the idea that they are special.
Sure.
Later on, you meet a girl who's on the rooftop, like, trying to make viral videos. And you have to help her, of course, as a mission and, like, kick off these zombies off the roof or something. And she just cares about content. And she's like, we're going to be like super famous because we're the only ones getting these shots, And it's just, again, speaking to like, that doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
But it does to her. Right. And then another scene real quick is like, there's these trailers and there's some really cool things with movies. They go into like, you're in LA, so you're seeing movie sets and TV sets and stuff. And as you go through them, you see all like kind of remnants of what happened. Mm-hmm. And there's this one where like someone's obviously super famous, the star of the movie was the trailer, and there's just vomit everywhere and blood and all of their awards are like splattered.
Gross.
But the idea is that just one quick frame, which I tweeted, it's like you can see like, oh, they're saying like this doesn't matter, in my opinion.
Exactly. So like, some commentary going on.
I think the commentary's there. Yeah, it's pretty apparent. So I like that. Here's the butts. There's fucking butts. I thought I was just gonna love this game.
Bring on the butts, Carlos.
Dude. There's a lot of butts. If you like butts, then and you cannot.
If you
lie,
like butts, this is your show.
Dude, there's some real fucking problems, Brad. There's some real fucking
I had
problems.
questions, but hit me with the butts first.
Okay. Or by the way, there's the upgrade bench from the first game where you repair shit.
Sure. You still need money to upgrade shit, which is dumb.
You need a little bit of money. I feel like they're better with that. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of batteries and fuses in this game, which sucks balls. Meaning, like, every door has a fuse that's missing. Oh, and you got to go find the fuse.
So you're constantly looking for little items all the time?
Yeah. And I won't say every door. You can go lots of places. But, like, main areas that you have to get to, you're like, fuck. And the guy even complains about it. Like the main character's like, seriously? Another battery? And you're like, if your character's talking about it.
Oh, dude.
Don't do that.
If you're going to make fun of it, then don't do it. You can't do it and then make fun of it because it just means that you're doing the thing you're making fun of. That's stupid.
They know. Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah. So I'm so over that. I mean, cannot be over it more. What was that? Picking things up.
And the switch.
Fuses. Yeah, at some point you actually pick up some of these batteries and you can't bring them everywhere, so you have to like throw them and then go pick them up again.
What are you talking about?
That happened recently where I was in a gutter somewhere and like I could crouch, but then when I jumped up I couldn't hold the battery anymore, so I had to like throw it and then go get it again.
Is it like a car battery?
Yeah, it's like a car battery. Yeah, it's like these big batteries. Bullshit.
Whatever. That's dumb.
Bullshit. We're not getting to there's much worse things. Certain enemies have armor, and you get it, right? As
sure,
armored enemy.
They're always.
You got to hit the legs, and then you hit the legs, and they fall down, and you get them. That's cool.
Sure.
Certain enemies are immune to weapons.
What?
So I have a flame knife that is my main, right? I built this thing from blood, sweat, and tears. It's got fire. It burns things. It's a knife. I like it, right? I hit certain enemies with it. It gives me a little message that says immune. You
totally
can't be immune.
Like you're not even
totally immune. I go,
if you... What?
What? You can't be immune to the blade with the blood and the fire. And then another one has like chemical weapon, and I could hit it with that. Or one time I had all these upgraded weapons that did like 150 damage and they all did chemicals and fire. Uh-huh. The only thing he wasn't immune to was a regular sword.
So if you have so let me make sure I get this straight. So like you're saying there's like elemental affinities or whatever.
Yes, there's upgrades.
And if you've got a flame sword and you get a zombie who's immune to fire, which number one, that's dumb.
Dumb as shit.
So you're not even doing like the regular base sword damage. It just negates the whole thing.
It negated. If anything, it made it like 0.05% damage. Right.
So basically just negates it. So
negates
you have to like switch through. So what? You got to carry like a poison sword and a flame sword and an ice sword and a regular sword all the time?
I have all of them, and you're going to pick up a million weapons, so that they give you a million. But the point is, I don't care. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
it's a fucking zombie game. Okay, so that's really bad. Okay, really bad.
Okay.
Are we getting to the biggest one? I think we are. There's a lot of keys too, like chests and doors and things that like safes and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you can't find the key in the area. That bullshit. We've like got to go to a whole other house or some bullshit to find the key to come back. And I'm like, I'm not coming back. Like at this point, I'm not coming back to any side thing. Like
because when I lock the doors in my house, I often put the key in my neighbor's house.
I often do that.
That's
myself.
where I put it.
Yes, I do too.
Because you'll never find it there.
No. I put it in an alternate car somewhere. I just like open the window and throw it in.
Just throw it
because that's where they are, by the way, sometimes. So fuck that. And here's the biggest problem. And I could talk about this for a while, but I mean,
Lord.
I'm close to deleting this game.
Oh shit! Really that bad?
That bad?
Okay, all right.
So the Dead Island original game also had this, and I had to look it up. And I have a little bit of a notes here from the internet.
Okay.
But Dead Island and Dead Island 2 have enemy level scaling.
Oh yeah.
We probably forgot because I think in 1, I don't know. For some reason, it didn't seem to be a problem. I still felt strong. I felt like when I was upgrading my character, I did upgrade.
Yeah, I don't recall that as being a problem, but it's been a while.
It might be rose-tinted glasses because it's so fucking fucked in this game, dude. So there's 2 problems. 1, there's level scaling. So anytime you level up to 8 or 9 or whatever you're going, I'm at 10 now. The enemies do it with you. Maybe 1 less. You know what I mean? Maybe they're 1 less than you. But in general, I'm not stronger. Because a zombie, a regular-ass zombie, and me being level 10, hits me 3 times, I'm dead. Like, it doesn't matter that I'm strong.
So if you're level 1, you get hit 3 times, you're dead. If you're level 10, you get hit 3 times, you're dead.
100% the same thing.
Oh, man.
I haven't found any armor, by the way, either. I'm just a regular-ass dude, which would be nice. They have armor, but, I don't. And then you mix in the idea of immunity and armor.
That sounds irritating.
Wait. It's going to get much worse. Then for some reason, and again, this might have been in the first one too, there are certain zombies that have the skull all over their head. Wait, I was so mad I said that wrong. It has a skull over their head.
Yes.
Which means, those enemies are stronger because, and this is how I think of it, developers. I talk in this voice because it's so fucking dumb. That zombie looks exactly the same as the other zombie. It's like a mailman zombie, but it's got a skull over its head, so it's stronger. And you can't even attack it because one hits you. Oh.
Is he like super leveled up or something?
Yeah, for some reason.
Oh, man.
I can't lose talking like that. Why the fuck does it have to be a thing? And on top of that, there's other enemies that are just called crushers, and they're just like, super tall zombies that are super strong. They're like mini bosses, and they're just roaming everywhere. And if you're trying to fuck with one of them, it's like a battle. And they could just be placed randomly. Like I was just picking up a battery to put in a door, and there was a crusher there. And I was like, well, this is going to make a 20-minute thing now. Where, like, you know what I mean? Like a fight where I was just wanting to do a mission. I'm getting heated. And I just want to do a mission and put your fucking battery in a fucking door, which I don't even want to do, and you put a crusher there. So now I got to fight him and do dodging and, be smart about it.
Yeah.
But the skull enemies are fucking working my last nerve because there's no reason for them. They're the same fucking zombie. They shouldn't be like, again, Souls-like or something. Like,
yeah. But that's the dude that got his PhD or whatever. He's like extra tough. He works out. He didn't skip leg day, and therefore he is the extra strong zombie, even though he looks the same as the other zombies.
I'm not laughing.
I'm
not laughing at it because. Yes, he does look the same. And he's also a mailman. So just make him the same.
He's the male supervisor. I don't know.
Fuck that. Okay, so I looked up online on Steam of the original Dead Island, and they said it exactly like I'm saying it. They're like, I won't even read the specific examples, but they said like, if I'm level 40 and all the level enemies, zombies are level 40. Why am I level 40?
What is the point of it? Yeah.
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 So I am so close to deleting. Like, they did so many things right. The environments are so fun to look at. Like, the world they built is so cool. You know what I mean? Like, inclusive, interesting, the talk on celebrity. This is like my game to get lost in. And I'm fucking ready to delete it.
Oh man. Well, yeah. Okay. So
Take me back from the edge. Okay.
I'm going to pull you back from the edge. I had a couple questions, but man, you were talking in the beginning of this segment, and I was like, oh, okay. So this sounds kind of fun. Maybe I'll get it. But boy, you cooled me off real quick, and now I am scratching this one off my list. I'm going to just be like, nah, I don't need to bother with it now. But I guess okay. So a couple things. I'll start with the small things first. One thing that I heard people complaining about, I mean, I heard a little bit of what you said echoed from other people. I didn't do a lot of reading up, but I did catch that part. One thing that people said they were really irritated by was like, it's not as open as you think. They were saying that sometimes you'll get to a point that you have to like defend. You're often like stuck in a place where you have to be somewhere and you can't leave if things get too hot. You got to like stick it out and just fight. And they were like, that doesn't really make sense because it's supposed to be kind of an open world. Did you hit many of those areas where you're like trapped in or you're stuck in a place you got to defend for a while?
I don't want to call that person out, but that is such a classic example of people who play games for a very short period of time and then comment on them.
Okay.
Because that happens in the beginning of the game. Uh-huh. It's a fucking narrative device. You have to be stuck in your house and go defend the zombies. It's a one moment thing. I played this game for like,
oh really? It just happens the one time?
Well,
and
it might happen later, but the point is it's not a thing to call out in a review.
It's not a regular problem.
Yeah, I just get frustrated with that kind of stuff because it happened in one other game we were talking about. But like, I played the game for 10 hours or something now already, maybe. It happened in the beginning. So it hasn't
like once in
again.
10 hours so far.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's like, I don't know.
Okay. That sounds like bullshit.
That's
okay, so
not real.
Thank you for clarifying that. The other thing that some people were talking about, they were saying there's very little accessibility in this game. And I'm talking about like for deaf and hard of hearing players, for low sight players, for players who might have some motor difficulties, that kind of accessibility. I'm hearing from, I don't have a lot of details because I didn't look deep into it, but a lot of people are very unhappy with it. The word on the street is there's basically no accessibility in this game. Do you know if that's true? Did you notice any of that?
I didn't go through all the full menus.
Okay.
It's funny because there are very accessible in the characters. You know what I mean?
In terms of representation.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's something to think about. That's what I'm hearing also. And my big question was, you've already answered this, but I'll ask it anyway for the sake of the podcast, was, okay, so like I haven't played a big zombie game this year. I will probably play Resident Evil 4 the remake. It was Resident Evil 4 the remake.
Yeah.
I haven't got to that yet. That's kind of its own thing. That's like a Resident Evil thing. I don't necessarily think of that as straight up a zombie game. That's more of a Resident Evil game. But I haven't got around to Dying Light 2. I have it. I bought it, but I haven't played it yet. And I was going to wait to Dead Island 2, and I was going to be like, well, if I could only play one, I'm guessing you're going to say Dying Light 2 by a mile.
By
right?
a mile. That's the easiest answer in the world. And like we said, Dead Island guys worked on that, and gals.
They did, yeah. The original Dead Island guys are doing Dying Light 2.
So Dying Light 2, which I beat, by the way, remember? I beat that.
Yeah.
And if they have any DLC, I might delete Dead Island 2 and go back and play any DLC I haven't played for Dying Light 2.
I don't know if there's any.
There might be. Anyways, that game is leveling and just leveling. You know what I mean? Like there were harder enemies. There were other zombies that were different. There weren't ones with skulls, by the way. There were like just the ones you saw visually that looked stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you were good enough level, you could beat those fuckers. And there, I think the trickiness with Dying Light 2, just to go to that, is they had shriekers and stuff. And so like in the nighttime, it was a little tricky to fight all of them. You were running away sometimes. But again, that was a device. It wasn't like this one where it's like, it's all open, but certain ones are just leveled and you can't beat them, you know?
Gotcha.
I hate that you can't beat them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is really stupid, dude. That is really stupid.
I don't see a point in it. But I also want to say this too. Again, there's so many things they did right, but I'm ready to delete it because of that level scaling. What was I going to say? I did have a hard crash that I've never experienced in my life, probably on my PS5, maybe once other time ever. But I picked up, they made me pick up another fucking like doohickey, like, hey, this thing doesn't have a wheel valve, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So I went into these gutters, I found the wheel valve, and he again, the character goes, oh, look, a wheel valve. Like he was joking it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't do that then. Just don't give me the wheel valve.
It's
And,
funny how often those bitches fall off, dude. You know, you'd think they would put
ugh,
like something on there to fasten them
they
on.
don't stay on at all.
According to video games, those things fall off like nobody's
All the
business.
time. And
all the time.
according to video games, everybody loses their keys. There's no fuses on anything.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, so I pick up the valve, walk over, go to the area to put it on, and the valve's not in my hand anymore. It's just gone. And I was like, what?
Oh, what?
What? And did I drop it? So I try to turn around and go back to pick it up. My controller's frozen. I was like, oh, I guess I hard crashed the game by me doing nothing but picking at one of these dumb valves. And then I couldn't do anything. My PS5 crashed.
Oh, man.
But it soft crashed, meaning like I had to turn it off with a power button.
You could still go to the main menu.
No, I couldn't do the main menu.
Oh, you couldn't even do that? Oh,
I guess
wow.
it's a hard crash, but it was on screen. So I could see the game. And
Just
the game
totally
was
locked
moving.
Up. Couldn't do anything.
But it locked the whole game. I mean, the whole system.
Whole system. Jesus.
So anyways, so there's bugs in it. The level
Yeah.
scaling's fucked. I love it. Beautiful. It's like visually beautiful. The destructibility and zombies I've never seen before. It's unmatched. There's some really interesting story and commentary. But I'm so close to going back to Dying Light 2.
Oh, man. Okay, so two things.
Yeah.
Number one, I think it is now very clear why they did not send us a review code. Because
Is that it, you think?
I definitely do.
But this is
I
my
definitely do.
specific problem with it. Like,
No,
if
but,
other
like-
people don't like enemy scaling.
No, because listen, Game Critics has a reputation. Like, we've been in the video game reviewing business for 23 years. 23 years, which is a long fucking time. We've got thousands of reviews up on Metacritic. We've been around forever. I've been editor for almost the entire time, right? So people know me personally. And this is not a humble brag or anything. This is just like a fact where people know, oh, it's Brad, and he's not afraid of using numbers 1 through 10. I do not default to 8, 9, 10, right? And so people know that. And this is hardly the first time when someone's had a game that might have some problems and they end up not sending a code because they're afraid that I'm going to fucking call it out, right? Now, I don't think they were planning on you calling it out, but I think that they think, well, if I give one to GameCritics.com in general, there is a pretty good chance that they will call out my game for being a bad game.
Yeah,
So
I guess, but I'm just wondering how many people are as angry at level scaling as I am, because other people are fine with it somehow.
I don't think they were, it doesn't sound like that, but the other issues you called out and stuff. I mean, to me, whenever someone doesn't send a code to us, I feel like that says a lot right there, because I have a lot of respect for people who send us codes when they know there's issues because they want our honest opinion. And there's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of people that like we have a great relationship with, and they know I'm not going to give them a 9 or a 10, and they're okay with that. And that's fine. I respect those people. I love them. But there's definitely people out there who are like, if you're not going to give me an 8, I'm not going to give you a code. Those people exist.
Okay.
And I feel like that's what happened here. That's number one.
It might happen before you get to number 2, but just so I cover my bases, because what I want to make sure that people understand is this isn't a game that's half-baked and out the door, out the door.
No, but you are about on the verge of deleting it, though.
But again, it's based on a very specific problem. Because if I look at the character development, I've had some interesting characters I met already that are really fun, and I really enjoyed the dialogue, and none of the dialogue's cringy. Most of it isn't. And all the character models are beautiful. It's really cool to look at. And the worlds are so I was just walking around a movie set and a TV set, and I had to do all these fake rain, and I operate like a movie set. There's so many really cool things here. It's not an unfinished game is what I'm going to make sure.
Sure.
I say, okay?
Sure.
It's a very polished, beautiful, cool world they built. And I think those small biomes, small world maps are cool. I think it works in their favor. The fighting being difficult at any level and you not feeling stronger is the main problem.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to
No, that's fine. That's a good clarification. Good clarification to get. And kind of just tangenting off of that, the other thing I would just like to put out to developers, not necessarily specifically to Dead Island 2, but just everybody listening, and I think that maybe you're going to be with me on this one. If you have a choice in how to design your game, I absolutely 10 out of 10 times I will choose, let me level up normally and keep some areas off limits because those enemies are too high a level for me, and then let me come back when I'm ready, as opposed to I can go everywhere and enemies scale up with me all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that reminds me almost like the old MMOs,
Yeah.
you go, okay, that area over there is like for high level players or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
when you
Final
get rocked by
Fantasy
a
did
dragon or something, you know not to go there and don't come back until you're strong, right?
Yeah, Elex 2 just recently did it. Like,
Yeah.
You just get it. You know, you're like, okay, but then at some point you can do that.
Exactly. And it feels great when you do.
Yeah.
That is my word to developers. Don't do the level scaling. Do the whole thing where like you feel like you get stronger, you actually get stronger. Present challenges to me that I can shoot for, gives me something to work for, a goal to work towards. And then when you overcome it, it feels great. Like I really dislike level scaling. So I'm with you on that.
Dude, I just looked it up. Bloody Ties is the first story DLC for Dying Light 2. I'm fucking picking it up.
Oh, he's back in. He's back in.
I'm back in.
He's back in.
I'm so mad. Dying Light 2 is fucking great.
I got to get to it.
Again, and we've gone long, but like what they do well that Dead Island does not do at all is that feeling of empowerment, because the abilities, the way that you move, traverse the land, the parkour is like untouched, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that you can sail through this huge open world, that is a true open world, right? Where all these buildings, and you just feel like you can go anywhere, and it's just awesome, dude. It's a good game.
Okay, so Dying Light is definitely where it's at for zombie games this year. That seems like not in question.
Not in question. Yeah.
All right. There we go. Dead Island 2, maybe not the winner that we thought it was going to be.
I'm still
That's a
mad.
bummer. Oh, well. All right. Well, there we go, folks. That is the main content of the show. A million games we covered here. We just have a couple things before we go. I have two things. What do you got before we go, Carlos?
Oh, I was watching Black Summer because it's a zombie show, and I was getting myself, in the mood for Dead Island. I'll still keep watching it because it's good. Did you
that on
watch
Netflix?
It? Yeah.
I think it's on my list. I've never watched it, though. Give me the quick
It's
rundown.
like 2 seasons. They're short. They're like 8-episode seasons or something. And it's just interesting in the way that they tell the zombie story. It's kind of classic, but it's like it'll do like 15-minute segments following 3 characters, then 15-minute segment with a title card and everything. Another set of characters. Then they meet up, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then like episode 3, like a few other ones meet up with other ones, and people who are mad at each other and trying to kill each other have to work together. It's just kind of like done well. Nothing to write home about, but like just produced well.
Pretty solid genre work.
Solid. Yeah,
okay.
It's super solid. So like,
is it super gross and scary, gory, or like?
No, it's more like suspense gross, like suspense scary. Like,
okay.
A good example is like, again, what's the scariest things? Other humans.
Always.
But like you're having this quiet moment where it seems to be going well with 3 people who are strangers, and they're in a car. Another car tries to knock them off the road, right? Like, and it's a shock because you don't expect it. It's like, boom, another car's there, and they're trying to kill him. So like that, and there's zombie stuff too. But like, I don't know, it's just really done well.
Okay.
What I call it, Black Summer, I think.
Black Summer, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. It's on my list. I haven't got to it, but we will probably be in the market for the show pretty soon. So that sounds all right.
It is. It's Black Summer, 2 seasons.
Okay.
And of course, I say of course, but I'm back to Barry.
I'm waiting for more episodes. I really want to watch it so bad, but I need more episodes to be out.
I know, we're opposite. I like having one a week.
I hate the weekly shit. I hate it.
Well, when you have enough content, again, I think it's fine for me because I don't want to be. I just have so much shit to watch anyhow. But anyways, it's fucking great. They release 2 at a time, by the way. So they did release 2
every week 2 at a time.
No, but for the beginning,
just the first. Okay.
Yeah. So tonight there's 3 out, right? So
I gotta wait. I like it too much. I gotta wait. I can't do this bit by bit, dude.
I gotta take you to task for a second, or at least I'm different. I know, but like, especially with Barry, it's so heavy. I would not want to do more than 2 at a time.
Oh man, I gotta.
It hurts. Doesn't it hurt you?
A little bit, but man, it's such a good hurt though. I love Barry so much. Me and my wife were so down. It's the same thing. It's like, no, I gotta get more. Same thing with Ted Lasso. Like, I really want to watch the last season or the most recent season, but we're waiting for the whole thing to be done because we know we're gonna fucking barrel right through them. And what happens is this happens every time. We start in before the season's over. We watched all of them, and then we end up with the last episode left, and then we gotta wait like a week for the last episode. That fucking sucks, dude.
I get that, and Ted Lasso, I'm all in on what you said because I binged the shit out of that.
Yeah, I love Ted Lasso, man.
But it's just so, especially this last season, it's so dark and like mentally draining. I don't know how you would want to do that, but anyways, it's great. No shit.
Oh, I'm sure. I believe it.
And then I can't talk about this till next week, but I just want to mention that I'm playing a game called Bramble.
Yes.
And I have lots of thoughts. So I'm excited to talk about that next week.
All right.
But other than that, I think that's it.
All right, excellent. I want to give a big shout out to hot mustard Doritos. Have you had these?
Food?
Yes, it is food.
No, I don't know. By the way, I hate Doritos. We've
Really?
never talked about that. Yeah.
What?
That seasoning, that type of flavor.
Like all the flavors you hate, or just one specific flavor?
All the flavors. I
Really?
love spicy, so it's not that.
Yeah.
But like it actually, and this is a fun tangent. Not Fritos has a chili hot version or whatever.
Ugh, I don't like Fritos.
Okay, so I like Fritos, but I don't like their chili version because it changes the flavor. And it's that pep. I don't know what it is. Something. So, anyways, I despise a Dorito flavor.
Oh,
despise.
that's weird. I do not like Fritos. They're too chunky and thick and gross. I don't
They're
like Fritos at
corn.
all.
They're just like when you want to have a corn snack. That's why.
Oh yeah, I don't like them. I do like corn. I'm a big corn fan, but I do not like Fritos. Anyway, hot mustard Doritos. I do like. I don't like Cool Ranch. That seems to be like everybody's go-to, and I think Cool Ranch is like the worst of the flavors.
I just shuddered.
I actually prefer the spicy hot. Flamin' Hot Doritos are real good, and I also like just regular nacho cheese, but I do not like Cool Ranch. Anyway, it doesn't matter because the best flavor and the new flavor is hot mustard. Hot mustard, you think I bought it at a lark, right? I was grocery shopping. I'm like, that's gonna be gross. I'm gonna try it because it's gonna be gross, and I'm just gonna see. It was fucking good, dude. I know if you don't like Doritos, it's probably not gonna win you over, but I will say this is my number one new favorite Doritos flavor, and I didn't expect it to, but it's hot. It's not too hot. But it is got a little bit of heat, like you have the hot mustard in a Chinese restaurant, Chinese hot mustard style. But it's not super hot, and it's not the kind of heat that lingers on your mouth very much. It's like it heats up, you get a little flash in your mouth, you're like, hot, and then it goes away. Like it's not, you're not suffering for a half an hour afterwards, right?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
And it's got kind of a light, very slight note of like, I don't know if I don't want to say vinegar, but like maybe like a citrus kind of a little spark in there. So it's kind of bright, and it does not taste like regular Doritos. I think it's delicious, dude. I think it's really good. So I'm just going to give a shout out. If you're not a Doritos fan, it's not going to win you over. But if you do like Doritos, hot mustard Doritos is the shit. And I need everybody out there to buy some, because what's going to happen is this is going to be my new favorite flavor. I'm going to go all in on hot mustard Doritos, and then they're going to be like, well, nobody bought it, canceled, and then I'll be fucked for the rest of my life, dude.
Discontinued. Yeah.
That's going to happen. I guarantee it. Hot mustard Doritos is the shit, though. Okay. Also, just one TV show, and then I'm out of here. Surreal Estate is something that my wife and I just started watching. This is kind of it's not a spinoff, but it is a related show to Wynonna Earp, which I talked about a while ago. Me and my wife watched the whole season of Wynonna Earp, and that was a show that had some real ups and downs. In some ways, it was so bad that I couldn't believe I was watching it, but we had to watch it because we liked the characters so much. And that's definitely something to say for a show when the characters are so strong and you like them so much that you keep coming back to terrible script week after week. That's something there. You got to pay attention to that. I like the actors too. And one of the actors on that show, Tim Rozon, he played, what's his name? Wyatt Earp on the show. He got this series on his own. So he is now, there's no connection, right? There's no connection to these shows, but a lot of the same actors are coming over from the Wynonna show. Like, he played Wyatt Earp. The lady who played Wynonna guest stars on one episode. One of the ladies who's, in this new show was one of the vampire ladies from the other show. So there's a lot of crossover, right? Like if you like Wynonna, you will probably find a lot to like here. But basically he plays a real estate agent who specializes in haunted properties. And so he'll go around. He's like this real slick, wearing suits, got the nice hair, works out and everything. But like every house he goes to is like super fucked up and haunted. And he and his team kind of like de-hauntify them so that he can sell them on the market. It's goofy. It's really funny. It's light. It's definitely in the same basket in terms of vibe as Wynonna was. So don't come to this for like something super serious. It's not super scary. It's not, there's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of goofiness. If you want something that's kind of like, it's just like a nice little treat, It doesn't stay with you too long, but it's enjoyable. Nice show to relax with. I'm digging it. It's one whole season is out now. I think I'm watching it on Hulu. It got canceled after one season, but then they brought it back. So it is now, I believe, in the middle of filming season 2. So there will be eventually a second season coming out this year. But there is one good season to go into, and I think it's a really fun show. So
check it out. Also,
check it out.
We're not done with the show because I know we went long, but and by the way, here's my quick plug. I'm restarting my A Lot of Things podcast.
Okay.
Do you remember that show?
Yes. Yeah.
Because of these reasons. Like, we have Before You Go that goes on forever, right?
Yes.
A lot of us engage with a lot of content all the time. I engage with like all of it.
Sure.
So I'm going to bring that show back.
All right.
And so if you want to hear some of these things that Brad and I talk about, and maybe I can have you as a guest someday, I don't know.
Sure.
That's going to be my place for it. So I'll be able to like bother the baristas less with all my bullshit or talk about less things on this show. But anyways, so check out that A Lot of Things podcast on any podcast service. At the time of this recording, it'll be up. And then secondly, because more stuff real quick, two things really quickly. Auntie Donna is one of my favorite sketch groups ever. If you don't know who they are.
I watched some of that. Yeah, I watched some of that.
Big Old House of Fun is on Netflix. Big Old House of Fun season 2 just got picked up for ABC iView. Now, let me explain.
I don't even know what that is.
So it's in Australia. And so ABC in Australia.
Oh, Australian broadcasting.
Yes, they picked up they're Australian. They picked up their new show, which is out now. And it's fucking brilliant. It's called Auntie Donna's Coffee Cafe. It's fucking brilliant. You can watch it free on iView if you're in Australia listening to this podcast.
Okay.
It's free right now, all of it. Binge it. If you're not, there are other ways to get it. Okay?
Oh, dear.
And Auntie Donna themselves tell you as much, right? Because they want the world to see it. But it is, region locked right now on their iView player in ABC in Australia. But you can get it other ways. I did. I watched the whole thing.
Nice.
It's fucking genius. But ABC just picked up season 2 of their next, series. So for Auntie Donna's Big Whole House of Fun.
Excellent.
Anyways, I'm just saying, go find out Auntie Donna's Coffee Cafe. Watch it. And then lastly, Fired on Mars is fucking brilliant. It's super dark. It's on HBO.
Fired on Mars?
Fired on Mars. It's on HBO. It's a cartoon animated series. There's only 2 episodes out right now, which I know you hate. But it's based on a 2016 film, which is an indie film, an animation film. It's got Tim Heidecker in it, who I love. It's got Luke Wilson as the main voice of the actor. It's just about a guy who's like down on his luck all the time. And he's on Mars and he gets fired. And he went to Mars to have the job, right?
Oh, man. Okay.
So he's like stuck, and then everything bad that could happen happens to him. And for some reason, it's totally watchable. I cannot stop loving this show. It's so fucking dark.
Is it pretty adult or is it like family? No,
it's family, but it's just dark. It's like super sad.
All right.
Fired on Mars. I can't stress how much it's good and broken and awesome.
All right.
Holy long podcast.
All right. We got recommendations for food. We got recommendations for games. We got recommendations for TV. This is your one-stop shop, folks. But now the shop is closed and this is a show. As always, we'd love to get your questions and comments. Hit us up. SoVideoGamesPodcast@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @SoVideoGames for now, as long as it still functions, I guess. We're on Instagram @SoVideoGamesPodcast. You can also hit us up individually. Carlos, where are we directing your traffic this week?
So along the lines of that podcast, A Lot of Things podcast, obviously everywhere, but also Carl Swedella, youtube.com/Carl Swedella. That's my YouTube channel. The A Lot of Things stuff will start showing up there. And then on TikTok, A Lot of Things podcast is on TikTok.
Right on. As for me, I am the same handle across all spectrum of social media. It's my name, BradGallaway. All A's, no O's. We're talking Instagram, Twitter, co-host Spatable, whatever. I'm on all those things. Some more, some less, but you can find me. And with that, that's going to do it for episode 333. Thank you all again for joining us here on the So Video Games podcast, and we'll see you next week.
We will see you next week.